Hello, hello, and welcome. Who do we have here? It is Chris. We have Saint, Asterati, Cloudy, my wife, Gulbani. Yes, you're early today. Hello, hello, Portabella Art. I'm deeply afraid. I cannot imagine why. Why would you be afraid? I'm here to hold your hand. And Bubonic Tonic. Hello, hello. As you can see, I'm super excited. Oh boy, it's Shadow is also here. It is I, Inkstar. It is the Inkstar. As you can see, there was a video by Toastify. The history of Birdie. I'm very excited for this video. I only skimmed through it a little bit. I didn't want to spoil myself too hard. But as far as I could see, it's quite good. So I'm really excited to watch it with you. Mercury, hello! I may need a drink. Go get a drink, Shadow. Get a drink. I'm drawing my Minecraft lesbians to keep me sane while I watch the stream. Oh yeah, don't forget to show them later. Yeah, we're going over Toastify's video. Yes, we are. My favorite part of the Birdie video is when he goes, it was a long time ago, to his mom in the same tone as he says with his tones. It do be like that sometimes, it do be like that. How dare you to hide this for 1 minute? That's why the Discord is there for, Embre. So don't miss it. Just a warning, it gets super dark. I know, I've been over the Birdie stuff, so... nothing I'm not used to. So let's get right into it. Hey Mylene! Listening to this to you while possibly getting severe weather later today, but I'm not too worried about it. Stay safe, Mylene, stay safe. Please. Hey web abuser, welcome, put Birdie. Lucky Crater or the Tetanus Iron Maiden. Coming in with the positive vibes, I see. I got caught into a dumper. What's with you all and having bad weather? I didn't read it, Saint, don't worry. I didn't read the bad part. Okay. I only got like 10 minutes into it. Why can't I read web abuser? That's their name, okay? No, I can't say anything on here, I swear. Wait, what do I have a secretary for when the secretary bosses me around? Anyways, let's get into the video. Oh, we have a disclaimer. This video contains mentions of grooming, abuse, SA, and SH. Viewer discretion is advised. Do not harass anyone mentioned in this video. Everything in this video has been censored to adhere to YouTube's content policies. Warning, this video may potentially trigger seizures for people with photosensitive epilepsy. So, if any of you does a funny dance on the floor when they see flickering lights, don't look at it. Oppression is good for you. Shush, Cloudy, shush.
Seriously? Sick of—
I think that's a bit loud. Oh, that's a bit loud. Oops. Oops. Birdie was a Marvel or DC villain. What would his powers be? That's a good question. Would be something disturbing. Thank you. Now I will think about that for the entire stream.
of this drama.
No, Toastify is not Toasty Vanilla. Has nothing to do with Toasty Vanilla. No. No. Completely different person.
Just give me a moment, okay? Tell me it's either yes or no. I just need a moment. It's yes please or go no. Upstairs, you're gonna know.
And yes, I do acknowledge that
Blood control, you know what? Bloodbender. Wrong toast. Toastify has nothing to do. No.
I was wrong to include a 9-year-old OC in 2 of the drawings. And if I ever do draw an NSFW again...
Can I do it? Do yet? Do me all the time.
Just go, okay? That's very dangerous. I'm in the middle of something really important.
Quantum, hello! And Quantum gets their little gremlin.
I also understand that some of the things I've done are genuinely unforgivable. And if you feel uncomfortable or unsafe viewing my content because of that, you don't have to stick around.
Hi Tusky, don't worry, you're not late. We are not even a minute into the video. Currently at work, but just know I will be angry. No. What is it, Embre? What do you waiting for? You would have a JoJo Beaver. No.
This absolute disgusting monstrosity that walks
I know that voice. That is a knock.
In their skins, did these things to these kids and encouraged these kids.
Birdie Jack Herring. Introduction. 10 milligram tablet. Take 1 tablet a day by mouth. May cause nausea and dizziness. No refills.
The history of the user known as Birdie is one of the most disturbing cautionary tales to be found online. Though you may have only heard of him recently due to his friendship and fallout with the infamous animator Cine Bear 03.
Listen, I still need to say this. Anyone who gave money to Birdie after the Cine situation deserve to be ripped off. I don't care. What is it always with, oh, the other person is bad, that means the other person has to be good. If you fall for this, I'm sorry. Nothing can help you.
His history goes far, far beyond that. Birdie's online career started back in 2017 in the animation meme community on YouTube, and by age 13 he had gathered nearly 100,000 subscribers. But the sudden interest wasn't as much from art as it was the constant cycle of drama, petty disputes between middle schooler artists.
Everyone just found out Haim is probably a sociopath. I have no idea what to do with this cursed knowledge, so you get to know.
Often mixed with dark adult themes and aired out for the public to see. An entire web of depraved...
I could have donated to Birdie because around the time everything went down, I was dealing with the aftermath of a house fire. It saved me. Otherwise, you would have given money to Birdie, Bubonic Tonic. SMH, SMH. SM fucking H. Didn't because I'm broke AF. It was a disturbing dream where Haim, while cheerful ukulele music played with disturbing lyrics. What? No, I wouldn't have because I was saving for the Renaissance Fair. Based. Much more based. And what if the Renaissance Fair wouldn't have been there? Would you have then donated to Birdie? I'm interrogating you now. Are you okay with the cursed RP while you're on your pink demon? What is the pink demon? Oh no. Okay, cool. Could we like one day do a cursed RP with one of your C-scores? It sounds fun. Actually, should we just do a not safe for work roleplay till we're both ready to do cursed? When? I know what it says, but I will beep it out if it's censored.
Private roleplay.
Oh. Pink demon is probably the period, but why is it pink? That would have been red demon.
Plays, breakups, threats, doxing campaigns, and Birdie stood at the center of this web for years, both on the receiving end of these attacks and just as much a perpetrator of it. As the years rolled by, this Lord of the Flies model only got more convoluted and
This Lord of the Flies model. Also tell me if the audio is okay of the video. I still need to see if it is too much louder than my voice or quieter. Red rivers and pink demons, truly.
Stream, and since then, no one has successfully attempted to put the story together. The accepted narrative today is that Birdie was wrongly cancelled for basically nothing.
Turn it louder? Okay, gotcha.
But how true does that really ring? This is the sordid history of Birdie.
Is that better? Making sure you all have the best hearing comfort. Let's see.
What we know about Birdie's early life and much of the information about his family comes from Birdie's own accounts over the years. It's worth noting that throughout his online presence, he's been an incredibly unreliable narrator, with his claims about others having
No, I've got tinnitus. That's just my voice.
little to any evidence, whilst the claims against him are backed up with piles of proof. At least in this case, there's not much evidence you could really get for personal familial issues, and some of the claims against his family have been supported by his siblings. Regardless, please take what is presented with a pinch of salt.
Yeah, that's always the problem with Birdie, even when I started looking into them. They're lying so much, and of course, when it comes to private life, there's only so much you can prove. I believe there's something messed up going, but again, with Birdie, you never know what is all a lie. I think it was oversold, for the most part.
Birdie was born on September 22nd, 2004, to a family in the state of Washington. He was born female at birth, but later transitioned and took the name of Jack. Right from the beginning, troubles were awry, as Birdie once claimed he almost died.
I was born. Almost died when I was born. I should have. Delightful.
During his birth, encountering complications. He would
really do this video in front of my Wiener Schnitzel? Always in front of your Wiener Schnitzel. What is a Wiener Schnitzel? What are you talking about, Q? God damn it. Of course, the one bald man comes in here. I'm mad at Birdie. How come his hair looks so healthy when it's dyed? Mine was hell to take care of. Oh, I know the pain.
Soon grow to be.
Boy, I almost said when I was born. You ain't special. Jack's sister is 13. Oof, how many siblings does he have? All I know is his brother and sister. He has like, I think, 6 or something. I don't know. Sailor made a mess in my other brother's room, Dario, and Dario was telling Sailor to clean it. Jack was mad at him for being downstairs. What?
Become the middle child of 7 siblings, with a few of them even being
oh god, 7 siblings, bruh.
Up into Birdie's online antics, most particularly his younger sister Alvina. If the sheer number of siblings that Birdie has alarms you, it may be because Birdie describes his parents as being obsessed with sexual topics, along with being conservative, Trump-supporting racist, sexist, homophobes, transphobes, anti-vaxxers and conspiracy theorists. Not all
the evil things.
Claims can be confirmed, and it really seems like rattling off a checklist, but we can say with some certainty that Birdie's mom is a definite nutjob. Pictures from a public Facebook account show her obsession.
Honestly, 7 kids isn't that much. As a single child, okay? I think that's a lot. Maybe not back in the day, okay? I think my mother had like... Fuck, I think my mother has 7 siblings. Yeah. Some of those are contradictory, which doesn't mean it's a lie, but still, yeah. All I knew is that they are anti-vaxxer and support Birdie's action. Fucking hell. Can fucking confirm that. Her mom has an obsession with probably sex and she also collects glass vaginas?
Obsession with private parts, as she even kept glass statues of them around the house.
But her mother just has glass coochie everywhere? That's crazy.
Many view this as a reason why, as you'll soon see, Birdie was discussing adult topics.
Hey, hello Firey! Everyone, how is the suffering going? It's going great, we're only 4 minutes in. And I just learned about glass vaginas.
Including sexual ones.
I mean, that's quite an interesting collection. Is it like an icebreaker? Hey, you got quite a collection of glass vaginas here. God, what?
In a really descriptive and often violent manner at a young age. Birdie's mother also had a relationship with a different man before meeting Birdie's father, and at some point before 2021, apparently cheated.
I have an older brother who has a different dad, but Jack is my dad's first kid. Gee man, also I can confirm me and Sophia first dated on December 10th actually, and she and Win started dating May 20th and then broke up May 7th of this year. I can also say her mother cheated on her husband with 2 men for foreskin pictures. Listen, she was just so charmed by the foreskin pictures. What? And is a Trump supporter. You heard of Ken Coochie, now get ready for glass Coochie. Brother.
Cheated on him with 2 other men for foreskin pictures.
Hey, listen. Maybe her first man. Maybe her first man was like, what do you call it when you cut it off? You know what I mean? And then she saw these foreskin pictures, was like, oh, hell yeah.
Causing a definite rift in his parents' relationship. Birdie explained that his parents fought pretty often and almost separated in 2018. We know that they weren't well off, even aside from relationship struggles.
Circumcised, thank you. That was the word. That was indeed the word.
Considering that his mom never...
You know, foreskin snip snip. My parents said they're still making money, but I don't know how though. My mom never had a job and my dad quit his job. Maybe my dad was more stressed cause he worked at Taco Bell back then. Nah, I'm okay.
Had a job, and his dad quit his job at Taco Bell at some point when Birdie was living with them. Because of this...
You've heard of Don't Throw Stones in Glass House. Well, get ready for Don't Throw Stones in Glass Coochies. You know what?
It's likely the family is just living off benefits. Something that adds to this idea is that Birdie's mom would supposedly give bad reviews to psychologists.
Oh, also Birdie's mom regularly gives bad reviews to psychologists and wouldn't stop changing psychologists until they diagnosed 3 of her kids as autistic. That's the picture below. Dr. Griever misdiagnosed 3 of my kids. Thankfully, they all now have an official autism diagnosis from other doctors and are able to receive the help they need at school. Dr. Griever is arrogant, judgmental, and doesn't believe in lumping high-functioning autism in with low-functioning autism. What? Which he stated to my husband and I at our last visit with him regarding our toddler. Also, his testing techniques are a conflict of interest if your child receives services at the child center, as they are both used in therapy and autism testing. He will be reported to the BBB. Damn. Yeah, she definitely has some nuts loose.
Psychologist who wouldn't diagnose her children with the disability she wanted, such as autism, and
you will be. God damn it, Saint. Why would you lump those together anyway? Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, she definitely seems to be a nutter. Not surprised. Have fun showering. Strong.
Kept changing doctors until she got satisfactory results.
I get changing doctors if your child maybe doesn't click well with a doctor, but changing doctors over and over just to finally get the diagnosis you want is yeah, that's cray.
Possible she was looking for a specific diagnosis so that the family could qualify for more benefits.
Oh.
Because of this, it puts into question the things Birdie was diagnosed with as a child. Now, Birdie has directly accused his parents of abuse. However,
most parents don't remember any trauma they put on their children. It was just a Tuesday for them, but life-changing event for you. Yeah, because apparently my mom bathing me until I was 15 was a normal occurrence in my dad's fucked up head, Lamau. That counts as CSA? Yeah, it's covert incest and it's traumatic and inappropriate. No parent should ever do this to their child. Is Birdie saying it's normal concern? That it happened or that dad imagined it? Again? Careful with Birdie. Birdie likes to lie a lot. But also, if that is true, that can be proven. But if it's true, that's fucked up. But you don't pay it all, Chris, no.
But what's real and what's fake is really hard to discern.
Yeah, that's a problem because in their I'm back video, Birdie was like, oh, my parents abused me sexually, mentally, and physically. And then the worst thing they told about was that their parents took away their internet. It's been said that Birdie doesn't bathe, so maybe it was his mom forcing him to bathe. Still really fucked up? Yeah.
Birdie's definition of it extends from they turned my Wi-Fi off to alleged physical, verbal, and sexual.
Stop touching me. 2 seconds later. Stop it or I turn the Wi-Fi off and I'll ground you forever and destroy your social life. What?
wrongdoing, which the parents have denied. It's hard to tell whether they were too harsh that they
sometimes my parents don't feel safe with me at home, so they just send me to the hospital. Someone sent the screenshot of her grooming me to her mom and she's getting yelled at. Yeah, and it feels even better when I'm forced to hide in my room while my mom yells at me from outside the door. As soon as someone on Facebook messaged my mom about the not safe for work I drew, which might I add, they tried to make themselves look innocent so my mom will trust them. My mom freaked out and yelled at me and told me I'm done with the internet. I told her to fuck off and then I went to my room for the rest of the day until my dad came home and asked me what was wrong. I made posts on Google Plus about it because I was angry and people just made fun of me because I said my mom doesn't understand me. Yeah. I already need a drink. We should. This art style is traumatizing. I love the artists are always like, oh no, that's the art style. So I was Birdie when I was young, very violent, very bitey. This is something you have to recognize yourself as bad or you never change. Yeah, I know from experience. You know, if it was just during Birdie's teenage years, I wouldn't even find it worthy to really talk about. The problem is Birdie by now is an adult and doesn't see at all what's bad about their behavior. Like, they have gotten even worse. Drunk stream, but instead of the streamer, I will be drunk. Yeah.
Pushed Birdie away to the internet, or too passive by letting him run free on it. At times,
Lucifer, why is the Wi-Fi even going off? I wanna punch my mom in the stomach or something. Mood. Weekends are so fucking boring now. Usually I bite my fingers in place of what? Why is it censored? Because my mom took my fucking nice razor blade. That's a mood. I don't know why it's going off. It's because of my fucking parents. To D-voice, it's making me want to die. Weekends are so fucking boring now. I wanna punch my mom in the stomach or something. Crying time.
Times they did genuinely take.
I know. In place of oh, they're probably saying cutting under the thing. Okay. I thought that he was saying like I usually bite my fingers in place of some of a body part that needs to be censored, so I was quite worried for a little bit. Is this mom taking the razor a good thing? No, it's very bad. Just like taking their Wi-Fi away. But also, why didn't they keep him away from the internet where he got groomed all the time? See, that is why it's so complicated with Birdie.
Birdie offline because they knew something was wrong.
Why would Birdie work when they are able to find people who will do it for them out of misplaced pity? Yeah. Like I said, anyone who threw their money into the 10,000 for Birdie to move out deserved to get fucking swindled. No, because then he will improvise shifts to stab other people. Birdie is one of the people I feel like no matter what people would have done, it would have been wrong.
However, Birdie seems to paint them out as
Chris, you can't say that while you're watching a stream about Birdie's history. I'm sorry to tell you this.
utter psychopaths who would even watch videos that people made about him on the living room TV.
Yeah, that's one of the stories I don't believe. That Birdie's parents just sat in the living room watching YouTube Birdie drama videos. That's a story I find kinda... I have a hard time believing that.
Forgive me for not believing that. It's likely the parents were neglective to a certain...
Lucifer ate ferret food and told everyone in my server. Yeah, because his mom didn't want to make dinner. I would wanna escape, but I'm scared I can't live independently. Same. I've run away before. My parents used to, like, sit on me to contain me. Why do I feel like crying? I feel like a brat. Screams. The pork is also super bland. I'm gonna scream. That's also a thing with Birdie. Birdie always said, oh, I'm starving. I have no food. Even though there was food in the house with the people who took him in after he, after the breakup with Cine. I hate the fact his parents are probably my age. I've been waiting hours for food and my mom tells me it's my fault I'm hungry and she makes this. She straight up just cooked spinach and didn't even add anything to it. Nasty. I feel bad for wanting to cry and waiting for hours for food that isn't even good. You eat what comes to the table, child.
Agree. Some of Birdie's siblings have stated the same, and CPS has been called on the house.
Trigger warning, child abuse neglect. CPS came here 3 times. They never saw my room. I don't think they would have done anything if they did. CPS when they arrived to talk to my parents, and my parents are actively screaming at us to stay in the basement. As to not reveal anything, and CPS is like, okay, everything looks good, and leaves. CPS, and then here's someone else that says CPS was called once. Hi, Spammy! Welcome to Pain!
A few times. The parents are definitely not completely innocent.
The fuck? Do your parents find out? Well, they found out that I was forced to send nudes. Lol. They managed my Discord password and wouldn't tell me what it was for a whole month. I made a new account and didn't tell the person who manipulated me, but he contacted me on Google+, so whip. What? They didn't call the fucking police? Nope. I went through his room while he was at the hospital. Unironically, I found alcohol. He also hid forks in his room. Do the username. Oh. Oh! I see what you mean. Oops.
When it comes to Birdie's schooling, you'd think the
I don't know what you mean, Bonitonic. What do you mean? What username?
of bad luck would have ended there. But it turns out that not only were his parents abusive, but also apparently his teachers were as well.
Of course, the teachers were also abusive. Everyone in his life was abusive, we know that.
Due to his diagnosis of autism...
Oh, I've been abused by teachers before. Don't tell me I'm being the victim by saying I tried to... kill myself? Once? I've been through... through... 2? The sensors make it impossible for me to know what's there. Okay. Yeah, the one he used to go to was abusive. He hasn't since he was 11 or 12. No. He used to go to behavioral school called Lourdes or something. He used to be homeschooled, but I think he just gave up. Why would anyone hate him? I don't know. Why?
And issues functioning in a regular classroom, Birdie was in a sort of special classroom from ages 9 to 11. He claims that during this time, his teachers would lock him in an empty isolation room.
What? I had to go to this behavior program for like 2 years, and they always locked me in the quiet room. I would always choke on my hair and they would do nothing. One time they almost dislocated my arms trying to keep me in there. I'd be covered in scratches and bruises from the teachers and staff and police they had there for some reason. Okay. Okay.
Similar to sensory deprivation, from not doing anything when he tried to choke on his hair, to being careless and giving him bruises and...
We also had a quiet room where you go in there, but you can't tell me that every day you come back covered in bruises and scratches from every adult that was around you. I'm sorry. I can't imagine. Teachers can be abusive and all. I was also locked in a room by a teacher, but it wasn't that bad, you know? And yeah, I feel like there's more to this story, if there's any truth to it.
Scratches whilst restraining him, Birdie pretty much describes his teachers as awful people, and even had plans to kill them. Plans that went so far that the police apparently got involved, and that would not be the only time. According to Birdie, when he was around 11 years old, he went on a rampage destroying his sister's bedroom, ripping things
out. Was locked in a room by my mother. Oh. I took naps when they locked me in rooms. Why did I and everyone apparently in chat get locked in rooms? Is this why we are all here? They mean, what did you do that you got nearly arrested? I think I destroyed everything in my sister's room and made my dad's forehead bleed. I don't remember why. Oh. Birdie mention. This is a whole Birdie stream, Binksy. All I remember is I got really angry over something. I had to sit in a police car for like 30 minutes and later the police officer said if I got the police called on me 2 more times, I'm going to jail. And I remember I had to go to the police station for something. I don't remember. This all happened when I was maybe 10 or 11. I wasn't locked in a room by teachers. I was just screamed at. Oh no, spare me. Oh my god, Chris, stop showing off.
Apart and such. His parents then retaliated by attacking him, and Birdie defended himself by attacking his father with a fork.
I threw a chair at a teacher, by the way, but the counselors actually did something and she got her teaching license reviewed. See, you won.
And drawing blood. The main thing that stays consistent with this story is the use of a fork as a weapon.
Well, for me, I tried stabbing my parents with a fork, so yeah, Birdie really liked forks. And you could read before that someone went through their room and there were forks hidden. Thank God, some cursed content for my favorite German. Always blue your guy, always.
And his presence was stretched to him rebranding his channel in 2019 to be around forks. This whole fork stabbing incident led to Birdie being in police custody again.
Oh, and I got arrested once. Being arrested was traumatizing. My mom specifically told 911 I was autistic, but the police still insulted me and shit.
Where we had to wait inside the back of a police car for an extended period of time, along with required therapy used to treat personality disorders. Aside from these 2 particular instances, Birdie's sister Alvina claims that as early as 2nd grade, when Birdie would have been 6,
he has hit a baby when he was younger. Oh. Yeah, the police were called when he was in 2nd grade for hitting everyone, including my mom's newborn baby. That's an evil 2nd grader. I can proudly say I never hit a baby, I think. Not that I would remember. Pretty sure I never had a baby, yeah.
6 years old, he was already hitting the other children, and when he was 9, he tried to suffocate
I hit other children, but not a baby. I am going to leave a thumbtack under Alvina's pillow. Where did Obama go? Alvina, I hope Sailor sneezes on you. Jack, please stop. You promised you wouldn't get mad. I'm not mad at you, I'm mad at her. When I was like 5, Birdie tried to suffocate me. He dragged me to school once and my clothes ripped. What? I can remember 2nd grade. I just don't think that I hit a baby in 2nd grade, okay? Shut up, Saint. Go back to the office. What do you mean, Saint? Memories only start at like 12 in Europe. So true. I didn't have my memory license then.
Alvina herself, despite him saying he viewed her as his favorite sibling. It's worth noting that Birdie denies it.
Yeah, one time I walked towards her holding a sewing needle to freak her out and she started screaming. It was funny. Alvina has an intense fear of needles and whenever I talk about needles around her, she gets freaked out and her fingers go numb. Haha. Started shaking and crying. She is odd. Jack, shut up. She even admitted she was making shit up and mentioning things from years ago cause she was pressured into it and she found it fun. Here's talking about Alvina on this. I have memories as early as 4 years old. So skill issue. I don't remember hitting a child in 2nd grade because I didn't hit a baby in 2nd grade, okay? That's the only reason.
His accusations from Alvina, but like I said, he has a history of lying. This is likely why Birdie was not allowed in a regular school setting. I'm no psychologist, so I can't say anything definitive about this all, but I think it's clear that Birdie's been unstable since he was a child. However, it's also worth noting that despite growing up in these same conditions, none of Birdie's siblings turned out.
Sailor's life is ruined. What? I know I won't. Oh, why? Like he said, like he wish he can hurt his friend and even DM'd his brother to shut up and said he wished his brother didn't have friend. Wait, what happened to him? Oh, and my younger sister too. What happened? Jack traumatized them. Jack sounds like a lovely sibling to have.
Out the same way. It's a big thought of nature versus nurture. All this information about Birdie's childhood comes from a variety of...
I will not read this name. Well, that's kinda stupid. I mean, your mom might be a good person, but Jesus fucking Christ. I've been trying to tell her I need it, but she just says that I don't. Yes, wait, Fishy, I need to I need to optics check it with my secretary. One moment. Secretary Saint, go to work.
Sources, including himself, his siblings, and his parents. It's likely the truth is a blend of a lot of these claims.
I've been getting a lot of friend requests lately. Bot messages and trolls coming on my post. If you don't connect on here and or you disrespect me or my family, adios. Facebook post from Birdie's mom.
During the time Birdie was in school, he would begin to look for distractions.
Seems fine unless I'm missing some target. Okay, okay. The optics check has been passed by secretary. Birdie Potter and the Infinited Barber Shop. And then I was groomed, 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 and then I was groomed. You passed, fishy. You passed. Oh hey, the funny husbands. Love it. Fishy on work again.
In the form of the internet. His dad had recently bought him his own laptop and taught him the basics of MS Paint. On August 23rd,
You give a child MS Paint and this is what happens. Never get a child MS Paint. Someone remix. Oh no. This is a good toast. Yes, this is a good toast.
The Birdie YouTube channel was created, and it would begin posting soon after. But initially, the channel didn't go under the name of Birdie or anything.
Hey, I don't MS Paint. Take that back. Amber. Thin fucking ice. Thin ice. Also, you're not a child. I think you're past being a child. If you're an adult on MS Paint, you're on thin ice.
Related to that. It was first called Foxy Lover 87, reflecting his love over the at the time.
Should have never connected the internet to that laptop. That actually reminds me. We had a PC pretty early on, but we never had internet. So all I could use was like MS Paint, Word, and the usual PC games they have on. It's like what is it? The fuck was it? Is it in English? Like the mine game? Miners? Bombers? Something like that. And we had a Lion King game. And the free games you got with cereal boxes. That's how it should have been. I drew on paper like a big fat loser. Nerd! Minesweeper, yes, Minesweeper. I was one of the few people that actually understood how Minesweeper works, okay? My proudest moment in life.
Brand new indie game.
Power, please. Hey, Cookie Cats, welcome to Pain. I have all 3 MS Paints on my computer right now. There's more than one? What?
Five Nights at Freddy's, and one of its characters, Foxy the Pirate. The uploads from this time were usually low-quality drawings of FNAF or My Little Pony characters.
Hi, Platinum Eater, what did you miss? Not too much, we're 8 minutes in. Still at Jack's childhood. Apparently, Jack's mom collected glass coochie. That is the most important thing I've took away from it. Wow, dude, you're so special for knowing how Minesweeper works. Derogatory. Shut up, web abuser. That is still my proudest moment, okay? Not everyone has bigger achievements than knowing how Minesweeper works. Anyone remembers the CD game Freddy Fish? Never heard of that one.
On MS Paint, along with the occasional video of Birdie playing with toys from around
Glass coochie, indeed. Jack's mom collected glass coochie, don't question it.
House. On the surface, it all seemed pretty normal for a kid his age. If you were to come across his videos from around then, they may even come off as cute and charming. However,
no, the style gives me the... It's somehow, is it the art style many people have? You just know there's a cursed person, a cursed mind behind it.
However, when recounting this time in his life...
And I am Cloudy Snake. I have my snake. I am the snake. That all
Birdie talks about the darker side of his unrestricted and unmonitored.
Oh, I was an odd child. When I was 10, I watched Smile HD and Cupcakes HD and became obsessed with them because I really loved violence for some reason. Still do. They both still make me very happy, and to this day, I don't know why. Yeah, Smile and Cupcakes HD are almost legendary at this point. I don't know if you know this, but the creator used to have downloadable version that allowed you to mess around with the frames and background. Oh, that's so cool.
Monitored time on the internet, adding that even back then,
I used to be a Foxy fangirl, oh no. But I never showed it. But I wanted the Foxo to struggle cuddle me, and it wasn't normal. How old were you? I think I was 10 or 11. There was also a possibility I was 9, so... Lovely.
he tended to have fantasies of non-consent.
I put my MS Paint in the Dew channel to show off, sorry. Don't apologize! Stop apologizing, Spammy!
Nature about Foxy. This is obviously alarming and foreshadows a history of degenerate behaviour. The only real impact this time had on Birdie's channel though was that he would make one of his first original characters, a recolor of Chica.
I'm not Chica!
From FNAF with a blue and yellow colour scheme.
It's just Chica in a Sans jacket.
Called Polly. This would grow to...
Stop apologizing, Spammy! Stop it now! You get to the cage.
Birdie's main character and where the name Birdie came from. Eventually, at some point in 2016, Birdie grew to have a new interest that became the focal point of his channel and led to his early success. Like FNAF, this interest would be on a new indie game, one widely praised and adored on the internet, called Undertale.
Why is it always Undertale? Why is it always Undertale? It's always Undertale.
His love of the game went from viewing to the game's characters, Sans and Papyrus, as imaginary friends that he would...
I have an ex that was very much into Undertale. He had like the... not the D, but the... What do you call... The older thingies, the giant CDs. We call it just Platte. English. A vinyl, yes. He had the vinyl of the Undertale soundtrack. He had a vinyl record of it. I should have known. I should have known.
Feed and take care of at school, and went all the way to viewing Sans as his boyfriend. With all the animations and the specific focus of adoration on one character, Birdie had become part of an online phenomena of fangirling, specifically being a fangirl of...
Vinyl, yes, vinyl. Shut up, Blue. Yeah, he had a vinyl of the Undertale. Shut up! Stop mocking me. I said it right, shut up, okay? He had a vinyl of the Undertale soundtrack and I should have known. I should have known, that should have been my red flag. Am I the only one who notices an increasing amount of hate going towards Sans fangirls? Yeah, wonder why. I feel like the bad ones gave them all a bad reputation. I feel bad for each and every fangirl who is a victim of this. People really need to realize that every time they dislike their videos or leave a hateful comment, it makes a fangirl want to stop making videos altogether. If only people would have continued hating. When I was still a Sans fangirl, I actually considered suicide because of it. It's not good to make fun of any type of fangirl, not even Lolly or Sugar Dream. I'm gonna apologize to them for hating them. If you don't like their videos, just simply leave their channel. You don't have to hate them for doing what they love. Some of them may take it a bit too far with being a fangirl. All you need to do is politely ask them to take it down a notch. Some of them may be trolls, but that's not okay. You should never pretend to be a fangirl and make hateful videos because it gives them a bad reputation. So if any trolls or haters are reading this, please understand that fangirls are people too. Thank you for reading. I sneezed and it scared my cat off my lap. Al! Shame! Shame! How dare you sneeze? No. It's veneer. I said veneer, shut up!
Sans from Undertale. There was a mini fandom of people who shipped themselves with the character and animated themselves with him in various romantic ways. This fandom was a subdivision of the much larger animation meme community, a community based around making short, usually repetitive animations to clips of music. However, the Sans fangirl mini fandom—
I don't know, I was bored. This was just a quick doodle. Why can't I have him? I'm cringing so hard at this picture, oh god.
Was actually predominantly ironic, made to make fun with kids obsessed with characters, as this—
She read the only wrong one? What do you mean, Saint? It's Vanille. I said it, okay? Shush. Quantum, thank you. Thank you so much, Quantum. We can blame the world's problems on Undertale. I'm blaming the lack of likes and subscribers on Dew's channel on Undertale. Thank you so much, Quantum. And of course, where is it? Fuck. You all get the head pats. I'm very proud of you for watching this cursed stream with me. Very proud of you. You all deserve the head pats. There we go. Quantum is super based. Why do the evil people get the animation talent? Listen, the talent is in the evil.
This was around the time where cringe culture was at its peak. Because of this, most accounts in the community were trolls, and the few who weren't tended to clash with the rest. Birdie and his friends would often receive and send killing videos.
Love the killing videos. Making a cringe comp about this dude. Well, Mao, I'm getting angry. Fangirls commenting on my video saying Sans belongs to them. Also, someone called me cringy furry. I want to draw hate of me killing Pace the gamer. She deserves it though. Do it. Do it, child. Make your dreams come true. I'm never letting that foxy botleg go near Rosie. Oof. Oof. Do you like Lefsa? What is Lefsa?
Phenomenon in the community where Sans fangirls would kill each other for his love. Despite this, Birdie can—
I'm sure. Listen, that's totally normal. Totally normal. What is it, Embre? What is it? I need ice cream for this. Go get your ice cream. My favorite character is about to die. It always be like that. Welcome to my life. My favorite character. I know I like a character. I know they are the first one to die, no matter what I watch.
Continued posting about his love for Undertale and managed to make a good amount of fans and friends through his art and kind character.
It's like a potato tortilla. It's Norwegian. That actually sounds good. Wait. I need to stop the whole stream just to look up Lefsa. Because that sounds fucking good. Images. Oh, they look like almost like Pfannkuchen. Those look good. I need to try those. I'm getting hungry. God damn it.
30th of November 2016, Birdie joined the now dead Google+, where most of the early information about him comes from. This would be Birdie's equivalent of Twitter, which he used—
I would never walk into a Ligma joke, Saint. So lick my balls.
Extremely often throughout late 2016 and all of 2017. This was the main outlet—
Usually put butter and sugar in them. It almost like the German Pfannkuchen, just with potato. It definitely will look up and try to make some, okay? I will send results. I became a furry. Oh, just like me, for real.
For Birdie to communicate with his audience, including sharing more concerning sexual fantasies about Sans, just like he did for Foxy. Though, most often, he would use his Google Plus to vent to his audience. Much of the venting at first was about the hate he received online and how lonely he was, leading to many posts—
I heard my name, why do you talk about me, you mind goblin? I want to try the potato pancakes. You like mind goblins? I like mind goblins. I forgot my microphone was on and scared the shit out of myself. Spammy. Spammy.
Posts about him wanting to not be here anymore, if you get what I mean, all while he was just 12. However, these posts eventually turned to being about relationship troubles once Birdie started eating—
Fuck! Fuck you, potato!
Birdie's first recorded relationship was with another artist named Rosie the Rose.
Latkes, shredded potato pancakes? Oh, that sounds similar to what we have, what we call it something else, but they are very good.
In January of 2017, and the 3-month relationship mostly consisted of romantic drawings and posts. At some point, the Rosie account went inactive and stopped posting, leading to Birdie expressing his sadness and hurt on his Google Plus account. Once he got...
I'm so glad I never was on Google Plus. I didn't even know Google Plus was like a social media site. I thought it was just like emails shit.
Back into contact with Rosie, he was told that her account had gone inactive because she had gotten into a car crash and was in a coma.
Yeah, I'm sure that's very true. Rosie was in a fucking in a coma. Yes, I'm sure. Google Plus, my beloved, so many groomers. Oh no, Portobello, no!
Leading to Birdie posting about praying for her to get better, and even making an animation about it. Eventually, Rosie came back online, although what her explanation was in regards to the coma thing has not been archived. Shortly after this, Rosie claimed that she was going to have her electronics taken away in late March.
I'm sure Rosie was very real.
Taking a step back though, nowadays we know that Rosie the Rose was never actually a real person.
No! Fun fact, Birdie dated a fictional person. Rosie never existed. Little bitch blocked me for saying hi. I could be a fictional person too, you never know. Also, judging by the person you are affiliated with, that does not concern nor surprise me. How old do I have to be on Cougar Plus? You can be on Cougar Plus at any time, Quantum.
It was in fact a persona from a friend who had come out as non-binary.
Hi, sorry, I wasn't on this account until today, cause I forgot I made this page, but here's some context. Back when me and Birdie were friends, before the Rosie alt came to be, I had came out to him as non-binary, gender fluid, but he was heavily against the idea that his best friend was non-binary, gender fluid, and kept ranting to me about only 2 genders, which made me super upset. I went to my friend and had a meltdown. Said friend was like, hey, what if we did this out of spite? And so I was like, okay. And so we both fabricated this entire person with a whole backstory and everything. During the end of Rosie era, where the persona was getting her electronics taken away, we decided to close the account and any accounts heavily associated. I had continued being friends with Birdie's past the Rosie stuff, but in early 2018 he had cut contact with me because he thought I was trying to steal Charlie Heim away from him. And that was the end of our friendship for good. Yeah. Homophobic Birdie. I would say I don't know how old Birdie was around this time, but as a teenager, I feel like this is kind of normal. If you didn't have contact with it before. Because I was, no matter how you see it, in my family, you know, I grew up with it, so it was very normal for me early on. But usually most teenagers don't have much to do with homosexuality, non-binary or transgender. So I can't even be really mad at this, you know, that a teenager doesn't get it. Rosie was made up by 2 angered kids because another cat was being transphobic, basically catfish.
To Birdie in 2016, and at the time Birdie did not understand or support the idea of that. So to take revenge, they made an entire account with a relationship with Birdie and a fake coma. Due to this entire failed relationship, along with the amount of hate Birdie had received, he began to take a step away from the
This is literally Lord of the Flies Matt Truman show, yeah. I'm really glad that most of my teenage cringe is not on the internet. That follows me for the rest of my life, I'll be really honest. Birdie has the unlucky disadvantage that all of their childhood is pretty much there. You know? So especially in the your adult cringe is. Exactly. My adult cringe is. So I will be honest, in the first parts, that's mostly about Birdie as a child or teenager. I won't take it too serious. I'll be real, that's also part of why I don't cover people who are under 18. Because again, teenagers are incredibly stupid, incredibly cringe. It's just because they don't have any life experience. So I think it's really kind of unfair to do that. And I don't want to be the cringe 30-year-old that bashes a child. So yeah. Just so you know why I don't take too much offense about some of the things that will be here on early. None of my cringe is online. I'm sure, web abuser, I'm sure.
Sans fangirl community, setting many of his Undertale related videos in private and getting rid of the Undertale reference in his username, feeling as if the whole community was ruined for him.
I'm not really sure if I like Sans or Undertale anymore. Oh no. I don't know if it's because of depression or all the comments saying he's not real. How could they? But if you're one of the people, congrats, you made me not like Undertale anymore. One of the only things I liked. Been trying to keep this a secret for a while, but I'm considering giving up being a Sans fangirl. I don't know why, but for some reason I don't like Sans as much as before. I just can't take the hate anymore. I'm sorry. Shut up, drama. Shut up. Those are all deleted. You have no proof.
This led to him entering the general animation meme community under the simple name of Birdie. The relationship between Birdie and Rosie officially ended in April of 2017, despite the fact that Rosie had been inactive since March. I guess Birdie was just waiting for her to return. The reason for it ending, though, is because Birdie began to take interest—
Imagine debating liking a virtual character. Listen, I will fight you if you like the same character as me. I've only one. Hi, Nightmare Reaper. Welcome to Pain.
In someone new, someone who would become a big player in Birdie's first
mediocre steel dodgery. Sans has been freed. He's single again. Dude, this is your old fault for telling him about it. Shut up, Chris.
real drama.
Two birds!
By the time Birdie had transitioned out of being a Sans fangirl, his YouTube channel had already grown to over 4,000 subscribers, and this—
Yeah, and also growing this much this early on is also— I don't imagine that to be really healthy.
Change of appealing to the outer animation community instead of just Sans fangirls proved to only increase his subscriber count. Birdie was gaining traction at a rate rarely seen before for people of his age, and at least at this point of time, it was because of his genuine talent in art. However, due to his rapid growth at such a young age, it wasn't long until Birdie found himself in—
Subscribe or I steal your kidneys!
Hot water. He obviously struggled with using his platform responsibly.
Hey, Portobello gets me. I just make my own characters to obsess over, bro. I still have so much art from OCs I had, it's crazy. I need to organize them someday. One day.
Still tending to use it as a place to vent out his private issues, but now with over quadruple the audience as compared to when he was airing out his issues with Rosie. I'm sure how you could see this quickly becoming a problem. The first real drama Birdie found himself in—
Y'all are interested? Maybe one day on a chill stream I can show y'all some of my OCs.
started out pretty innocently, when in March of 2017, around the time he was struggling with thinking that Rosie was in the hospital, he looked for videos to comfort him. He eventually stumbled across another animator that went by the name of Kitty Dog. Like Birdie, Kitty Dog was an animator who was popular in the animation meme community, and soon Birdie found himself binge-watching her videos. According to him, they were the only things that made him feel better at the time, and gave him the ever-so-needed comfort he was looking for. It wasn't long until he began posting about Kitty Dog to his audience, starting out pretty normally with comments like, "I'm gonna watch Kitty Dog's first video," or—
oh god. That moment when you go to Kitty Dog's DeviantArt and you see— okay, I can't read that. After I saw Kitty Dog upload a video, I went screaming across the house about Kitty Dog. Wow, and Birdie, I was wondering, do you have Hangouts or Skype? Kitty Dog is mine, JK. Nope.
I stayed up all night watching Kitty Dog. Average tween fan behavior. But over time, Birdie began adjusting his art style to look more and more like Kitty Dog's and making fan videos. Then it moved—
oh yeah, that's also something I noticed about Birdie. It always seems like they copy or how do I say it? Take certain aspects of the art from the people they obsess over. Because in the end, their art also was very similar to Cine's.
Post referencing his love for Kitty Dog in the next month. He made an entire
Hey Blana, welcome to Pain.
Alternate account dedicated to his love for her. His obsession with Kitty Dog only grew and grew and grew over the next few weeks.
Kitty Dog's death PNG. Edit. I swear if someone sends this to Kitty Dog, I'm gonna... Help, I think I love Kitty Dog too much for my own good. Whenever I hear her or someone else say, Kitty, see, doers not want her to be in a relationship, I actually get super sad. I know I have a GF, but still. And if Kitty Dog sees this, then breathe in, fuck.
And so did his possessive nature. Birdie was only one in an array of Kitty Dog fangirls who adored Kitty Dog in the same kind of way. But unlike most people in fandoms who unite on their love
Mario voice, I'm gonna kill you. You are kidnapped. These 11 pictures in your gallery is your kidnapper. What?
For something, Birdie despised everyone for trying to take away his true love, so to speak. The Kitty Dog obsession reached its boiling point in an infamous video on May 21st, 2017, posted by Birdie and titled Pretty Little Psycho. In this video, Birdie is animated killing other so-called Kitty Dog fangirls.
Imagine your partner visibly freaking out and saying their parasocial relationship is more important. Listen, that's your sign to run away.
And it blew up for all the wrong reasons. The animation was
also, why the fuck, how old is Birdie at this point? Why are they having one relationship after the other? No.
Great for Birdie's age, but the idea that obsession over someone to the point of animating killing others was cringy and weird to the general public. Several people saw this and made parodies and cringe compilations.
Hi, I'm Birdie. I kill innocent fans for nothing because I'm a jealous... lol. Woo-woo.
Some of them being the Kitty Dog fangirls themselves, who had done literally nothing to get this unwarranted attack. So why such hostility from Birdie? Well, one piece of information that was mostly hidden from the public at the time was that Birdie and Kitty Dog were in a relationship of sorts. They were friends behind the scenes and would often discuss sexual topics and draw NSFW of each other's characters. This adds a lot to explain Birdie's outburst against these fangirls and his emotions being obviously motivated by much more going on than anyone knew. Kitty Dog herself never...
Not gonna lie, I could probably make a true crime documentary about all the stuff that's been done by Birdie. But what about our parasocial love? Listen, that's the only true love. That's the only true love, Quantum.
Never said anything publicly at the time regarding Birdie's whole situation, and issues only arose with her after she said that she wasn't really interested in Birdie anymore, and Birdie hated her. The two would be on and off over the next year or so, especially with Kitty Dog later making NSFW of Birdie when he wasn't comfortable with it. After the whole Kitty Dog situation, Birdie would make
Not the ferret! Not the ferret!
The old account of his and decide to date it, that one being named Churro the Ferret, similar to his real pet ferret Chara. Birdie's next relationship was with a person who is going to become integral throughout this entire thing, a young 11-year-old animator by the name
yes, the 11-year-old that groomed Birdie.
Fontic, known later as Heimguts. Fontic was someone who'd been known by Birdie from back when they had less than 500 subscribers, and back then they seemed to be fighting. But as they came into contact here, Fontic was a staunch fan and defender of Birdie during his controversy with Kitty Dog. The two began dating as Birdie wanted Fontic to be their new Kitty Dog, and their relationship
that's healthy. Again, I know it's two teenagers, but yeah, being like, oh, you can be my new Kitty Dog, yeah, not good, not good. Goddamn teenagers.
Seemed normal, but Birdie's eye was already drifting towards another animator.
Hey, I made the reading for this one. This is cringe. I know, Slug, it is.
Name of Sleepykin, or Twisted Doctor, one of the biggest in the animation meme community at the time. Just like with Kitty Dog, the obsession with Sleepykin started from watching videos, and they soon became...
What the fuck is it with ACC and drawing not safe for work of each other? Goonery. The goonery is unreal.
Mutuals, but unlike Kitty Dog, the two never really had any meaningful interactions with each other. It's strange then that Birdie's feelings towards him were arguably more explicit, as seen by the Chicken Brent Does Not Approve alternate account, accessible only by Birdie and Fontic. Birdie would upload tons of sexual fantasies and NSFW art with his character and Sleepy.
What did Birdie say? Listen, what 12-year-old doesn't draw porn? I went over the video too. I just hate all of the ACC. None of them should have a platform. Listen, Birdie is pretty much gone, so yeah. They will probably come back because they can't live without the internet, but you know. Listen, I need some of them to be left over so I can make fun of them. You know, if they're just cringe and leave children alone, it's fine.
King's characters, a fair few of them venturing into the topic of SA. Birdie's obsession with Sleepykin didn't even have private DMs to add sufficient context. It was out of nowhere and plain creepy, as seen from the drawings, and we probably wouldn't have learnt of it had it not been leaked to the public. Sometime in early August...
I literally tuned into what 12 Year doesn't rip for. Shush, Shell. Shush. Listen, it was a quote. It was a quote. It was not me saying it. And hi, Shell. Welcome to Pain. Who say me and Sleepy break up? We don't. To be honest, if we break up for this, it's just stupid. I don't search anything. I'm not a person like this. People tag me in the drawings and I see them. I spend more time to people don't tag me. But they don't listen. When I see the drawings of you and Tim, this make me uncomfortable. It's okay if you ship OCs. I'm nobody for say, don't ship canon characters, but if you make drawings with you and my boyfriend together, make and other, this isn't good. I never say anything about the situation, but when a person passes the limit, it's time to talk. This is an experience for make you mature. Just try to think more about your actions, okay, Birdie? Also sorry for bad English.
August, Birdie's Chicken Brent account was leaked and sent around. First to Sleepykins at the...
Why we need to quote people, not just repeat them. Okay, fine. I always say it, okay? I even said, Birdie said, okay? Shut up, Saint. God.
Time boyfriend, and then to the man himself. The leaker, none other than Fontic. After growing increasingly...
The evil 11-year-old.
Hurt and jealous at Birdie's love for Sleepykin more than him, and saddled by peer pressure, he decided to forward the account to an anti-Birdie Discord server. It wasn't long before Sleepykin commented on the account publicly, asking Birdie to please stop this, and that it's really weird to make drawings like this that trivialize...
Oh, listen Birdie, and please listen to me, because it's really important. I honestly don't give a fuck if you draw something like this, but please, delete this and the other one from the public. You really feel the need to draw these, just keep it in private between you, me, and if you want your friends. No. Why would you say this? No. Do you know what you're going to get both me and you in trouble? Especially you. I've already been through this shit. I don't want other people to get in the same situation. And with what you are... Again, you know, I'm trying my best to stay away from this. I'm really trying. It was really destructive enough for me that I'm 15. I can only imagine how much it would be for you. You're probably younger than me. I don't know. I heard somewhere that you are really young. Not sure though. You have many young, sensitive, or immature followers. And handling rape in such a lol, he's gonna do a rape way is no good. Stop joking about it. Stop uploading public content about it. Just stop it right here. And now. Just wipe away the rape issue from your public self, please. And if you really wanna risk and keep doing all that shit, just don't make it having to do with my characters. I don't want to get used for this. From Birdie. To be honest, I didn't really expect anyone to find these. I only expected like 1 or 2 people to find these because I posted this on one of my other accounts. But for some reason, a lot of people found out about this account. I swear it was only intended for me and some of my friends to look at. I know I shouldn't be joking about this stuff and actually don't like how most of the art turned out on here. I'm guessing you found out about this account from Kitty Dog, one of my friends. I actually made the Birdie characters as Sleepykin characters as a joke. When I first made this account, it was literally only intended for me and my girlfriend to look at, but I don't feel like deleting any of this art. That's not the problem here, okay.
Essay. This entire thing would then erupt in the animation meme community as a major piece of drama, and Birdie eventually apologized.
Why are you promoting Lio convoy art? That is super predatory because Lio is canonically a bottom. There is no Lio convoy's pregnant art. Shut up, suck. That is slander.
Quick little side note, I mentioned the distributors of the leaks as entire anti-Birdie servers made against a 13-year-old animator. Birdie's controversies, fights with critics, general cringy videos, and his delightful mentions...
Yeah, having a whole server over a 13-year-old is fucking crazy.
of murder and SA in his work had all formed into a collective hatred for him. Some of this came from active groups.
Don't talk about it, Madam, don't talk about it, please. I know.
Others came from a genre of videos known as Birdie rants, featuring kids around Birdie's age making videos with terrible microphones criticizing Birdie's actions.
Hey guys, I'm here to talk about lovely Birdie Dog.
The quality audio from back then.
So, I just really need to put something out in the world that she's done. I don't want to be subscribed to a Kitty Dog copy because, like, that's boring. Okay, I love Kitty
because that's boring.
Dog. I watch Kitty Dog all the time. But then
okay, I will stop making fun of children.
There's two Kitty Dogs. I'm not gonna watch both.
If you really don't believe that all this was popular back then, consider that Birdie rant videos around this time would consistently get tens of thousands of views, and this was the quality of it. Again, it shows that not only were the critics Birdie's age, but so was the audience.
Hello, it is Zur the Freaky here. So, I'm gonna do a rant
It was just child-on-child violence.
against these two animators.
Childhood on the internet is fucking rough, man.
If you know me, you probably see me comment on their videos a lot. It's Kitty Dog and Birdie. Personally, this is not based off any jealousy. Trust me, why would I want to
Oh, when you say it like that.
be jealous of those guys?
The kids are fighting! Screw them kids.
Over the rest of the year, Birdie and Fontic's friendship wavered between love and hatred. They fought with each other after the leak, but later mended their issues and dated again in October 2017. Their dating ended in December, when Fontic broke it off because he felt he was straight, and in response, Birdie made a new channel named Strawberrix. On this channel, he would post vents about Fontic, creepy
Do bird have a pee-pee? Why did I read this?
post, threats, Fontic's face docs, and incredibly violent fantasies about tearing Fontic's guts out.
Oh. Yeah, I better not read that.
To add to that, Birdie also made a series named Torturing Birdie about his obsession with Fontic, the first of many. All this harassment led to Fontic deleting
Fontic deleted her YouTube channel. Oh no.
his YouTube channel and temporarily retreating from the public eye. You might imagine all this drama and Birdie's reputation being buried in the dirt would have dragged on his subscriber count. But no, in fact it caused more people to subscribe and
Honestly crazy. The more people hated Birdie, the more always subscribed and just made them blow up even more. And especially at such a young age, I can't imagine that having a good effect on you. I'm going on Olympia, you know?
tune in for the chaos. Birdie's animations and potential as a young artist was a springboard, but the location that he had launched himself into was completely unknown territory. By December 2017, he was nearing 100,000 subscribers, all gained within 1 year, a rate of growth never seen before, especially for someone who only turned 13 in September of that year. It was a recipe for disaster. During the start of 2018, two more significant players would enter the
I'm not homeless, I just really want a girlfriend. Dude.
Birdie drama scene. Whereas Fontic began life as a stalker Birdie fan, DewsSnailHouse was the complete opposite.
Bro launched himself into the deepest pits of hell. Yeah, definitely. Potential of a young artist. I knew something was wrong. Listen. Web abuser, you always make your name all owners.
Starting out as a hater of Birdie who ran animation projects about killing his character. However, over time they began to warm to Birdie and then began a relationship with him. This one wouldn't last long. Doge just says that he went in the relationship because he felt pity. So to get out of it, he faked ending it all, with the assistance of Fontic. Doge just and Fontic would become friends from then onwards.
You ever wanted to get out of a relationship so bad that you faked your suicide? I only did it twice, okay? I watched the shit go down in real time when it happened. That's crazy, Amber. It's crazy.
And Doge just also threatened and doxed Birdie. If you're wondering, this is the person who Birdie's talking about in an infamous livestream he did when his mom confronted him on why he'd given their address out.
Could you go upstairs? I'm in.
Faking my death is based. True, you know. Gotta be dramatic about it. Toastify is wrong when he says most of the killing videos were ironic. They were not. Yeah, I was also in some fandoms back in my days, you know. And I know that people who get so obsessed with characters and people online, yeah, they mean it. Yeah. Sadly, not much of a joke there. I mean, I faked erectile dysfunction to get out of a scary date once. You know what Platinum that's based. That's very brave, soldier.
In the middle of something.
Mom, go away.
No, I want to know.
Please.
On Discord.
I'm in the middle of
No,
something.
I want to know.
I'm.
Give our address to somebody.
Shut.
Did you?
Oh, this is a recording I avoided. I don't like that scenario.
There are people here.
I need to know if you did that.
I will tell you after this stream,
No,
okay?
not after now.
Mom, just...
Dad's up there right
There
now.
are people watching this.
I need to know if you gave our address to anybody on the internet. Just answer the question.
Why do you need to know?
Did you or didn't?
Don't you love it? I have like a flashback to when you visit a friend as a teenager and they start fighting in front of their parents and you just sit there awkwardly and be like, should I go? With the mic there, I don't think the 13-year-old thought of that.
Why do you need
That
to know?
is against the rules of our
It
internet.
was a long time ago.
When
My mom will do this to us when our friends were over, yeah.
I don't know, but it was a
I
long
need
time
to
ago.
know.
Could you please go
the internet
upstairs?
dad's shutting it off right now.
Hold on!
My mother would have already kicked in the PC if I would have talked to her like that.
Hold on!
You need to be
Stop,
honest
please.
with me.
Wait.
Did
Just
you
go
give our
upstairs.
address to anybody?
Oh, this is off so
Put
much.
that online, all
Hey,
right?
Deep Sea Monster, welcome to pain and uncomfortableness.
I
Address.
said just give me a moment, okay?
Tell me it's either yes or no.
Mom, I just need a moment.
It's
Go.
yes
Please
or
go
no.
upstairs. You're gonna know.
It's yes
People
or no.
are watching this.
And
you
if you did, we call the police right now, and they're gonna come take all this.
Mom.
Yep. Oh, my mom later she wouldn't she wouldn't start fights in front of my friends, but she gave me the look, you know, and the look when you know you get in real trouble once they are away. Yeah. But I had a friend who always started fighting with her mom while I was there, and it was just so fucking awkward. One time they wouldn't stop fighting and I was like, I'm gonna go home. Bye.
That's
You
illegal.
go.
That's
You
illegal.
go.
Tell me
Just laughing or crying, I can't say. I don't know.
you did.
Mom, just one moment.
You did,
Please.
didn't you? The truth.
One moment.
Just tell me.
Please.
You're not understanding.
Yeah, I feel like someone else is laughing about this while they record
No,
this.
you don't.
Our
It wasn't
rules.
recently at
How
all. It
long
was a long.
ago?
How am I supposed to know? It was a long time ago. I don't know.
I want you to finish talking to your friends, and then you come
Okay, Mom, you could have said this a bit sooner.
upstairs and talk to Dad and I.
No, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I
You
need.
At this point, kick the PC off.
Gave our last name away.
That's enough.
At this point, just I would have just turned the PC off, you know, just press the button on it. Shut it all down, shut it down.
And now our
Go
address.
upstairs. Go.
Don't.
Just
Bruh. My mom would have killed me if I would have talked to her like that. I would have gotten worse than just no Wi-Fi.
go. Okay.
In an unrelated situation around this time, Birdie's private NSFW drawings of his character Polly were leaked in March 2018. Again, rather than concern about Birdie's behaviour at this age, the leak instead sparked up accusations of pedophilia towards Birdie, considering that
Yes, the pedophilic 13-year-old. Bruh.
he had said his character was 9 years old. Others accused Birdie of being an attention seeker, and purposefully leaking this
Imagine streaming the trailer trash to 1k people. Yeah, no, thank you. I would have no.
to fulfill that. Tons of messages were brought up of Birdie being into SA and using it as a franchise backstory for his characters, even
Or I would have been web abuser. I would have been grounded until I'm 40, at least.
lowering the character's age to purposefully sexualize it. The community-wide perspective was now one of keeping away from Birdie and not giving him anything. The other new player inside Birdie's story was Toxikai, a 17-year-old edgy doxer who was threatening to take down the entire animation meme community. Birdie and Toxikai entered a relationship in early 2018, which was most likely—
How many people were they in a relationship with by now? 3, 4?
Grooming, considering the 4-year age difference. Unfortunately, nobody in the community at the time would pick up on the relationship's problematic nature, and Birdie ended up being the one criticized for dating Toxikai instead of anyone worrying about Birdie being taken advantage of. 2 days after Birdie and Toxikai broke up, Birdie's channel of 98,000 subscribers was flagged down and terminated. 2 years of work, a meteoric rise rarely ever seen, and it was all gone. Toxikai certainly played a part in this, and was the one to start flagging Birdie's channel first, but Birdie also suspected DewsSnailHouse and Fontic to be involved. Apparently at some point, Toxikai stopped flagging the channel, but DewsSnailHouse wouldn't stop, and was the one to result in the channel eventually being terminated. Because of Birdie's channel termination, most of the big players in the community—
if only they would have stayed terminated. Would have saved some trouble. Let me just— I need more drink. Need more caffeine.
Took Toxikai's immature threat of taking down the community pretty seriously, resulting in people temporarily setting all their videos to private. Birdie soon repurposed the Strawberries channel into his new main account, which is still the case to this day. He quickly built his—
Well, Bubonic Tonic, would you rather have as many as Birdie and all of them were terrible? And very, very unhealthy for both parts? Or would you rather be happy and single? That's what I say. Need caffeine, I always need the caffeine.
Subscriber count back up due to his loyal fanbase, but his momentum was pretty much stunted by personal drama and wouldn't recover. Over the next few months of 2018, Birdie and Fontic, or Heimguts as I'll be referring to him onwards, would repair their friendship and begin dating on and off on Discord.
Oh my God.
They'd get back together and break up twice in 2 months, and Birdie started to become obsessed with Heimguts. But his obsession was unlike anything seen before. Rather than the NSFW art we've seen before and allusions to SA, Birdie's obsession with Heimguts reached a new level. The constant breaking up and getting—
Was that the one Birdie wanted to kidnap?
Back together certainly didn't help, but this was beyond a toxic relationship. Look no further than the private comic that Birdie made about Heimguts, titled IDMT, or I Drop My
Tortilla.
This is unironically a comic—
Ah, that's a beautiful comic. Hey Jacob, welcome to Pain.
About Birdie asking the devil to get Heimguts to love him. The plot details everything from breaking into Heim's house and essaying him, to failing to drug him with a love potion and him again, getting jailed for it this time. The story ends with Birdie breaking out and kidnapping Heimguts, putting him in a secret underground room for weeks, and then putting drugs in his food that make him pass out, so he could him for as long as
backs out of jail and digs a hole in her backyard, which leads to her creating a secret underground room. She kidnaps Whipshills and keeps her in the room for weeks, while Lucifer spends that time looking for the ingredients to make a new love potion. Sophia makes sure to keep Whipshills healthy and fed, but she will occasionally put different drugs in Whipshills' food, mainly ones that get her to pass out so she could do whatever she wants to her. Yeah, that's healthy.
He wants. As dark and almost absurd as this was, it appears to be an expression of real feelings from Birdie, as
welcome back, Tusky!
For a timeline he made of his opinion of Heimguts. See that the lines—
Oh yeah, the obsession chart. Honestly, that's some dedication here to keep a chart on how your obsession goes.
Constantly switch back and forth between wants dead and wants to /kidnap/stalk, but is limited. Now obviously these are ideas that no normal child of Birdie's age would be having, and it's perhaps no surprise that outside factors impacted this. For 2 months in 2018, Birdie was groomed by a man in his late 20s who went—
Oh, but the whole Maddie thing was when I was 13. That was a while ago. I didn't even want to be in a relationship with him, but he wouldn't stop bothering me about it. Eventually I gave in. I was with him for like 2 months.
Under the name of Maddie. They initially met due to claim that they had information on Toxikai, and from then on entered a pretty terrible relationship. Another man in their 20s by the name of Garbage also made a huge impact and encouraged Birdie to be as degenerate as they wanted. This culminated
Why is it always the degenerates on there?
In probably Birdie's most infamous incident to date.
No,
After
not the
waiting until
ferret.
his family were out of the house, he attempted to his pet ferret Chara. Chara was a pet that Birdie's family had received when she was only 1 year old, and had quickly become Birdie's most treasured pet. He would make accounts with Chara's name.
I don't like seeing video footage of the ferret. I do not like it.
And drew it as a character in his videos, which makes this event all the more worse. It's worth noting that whilst this event with Chara has become infamous for those who have only dug a little into Birdie's history, there were heavy outside influences, and there are bad things that Birdie has done to his ferret that he's much more responsible for. IDMT was not the only indication of a seriously deranged obsession that Birdie had with Heimguts. Over the months, as there were more breakups, Birdie began to reach cartoonish stalker levels. For a decent while, he had a shrine dedicated to Heimguts in his bedroom, with it
Me either, it feels like home videos from a serial killer before they kill their family. Yeah, especially when I now think of the thread, I only see the ashes that they left at Queen's house. God damn it.
The centerpiece being a printed picture of Heim's face that he taped to the wall and talked to every day. Birdie
What?
also sewed several plushies of Heimguts characters to cuddle with, and aspired to one day infuse them with Heim's saliva or blood. There are plenty of dreams that Birdie had about
That's very normal. Very normal.
Heimguts, including various fantasies about SA, but he also had a folder about Heimguts on his
And I thought my Godzilla shrine was strange. Ah, listen. Listen. Nothing weird to see here.
laptop, consisting of 2,000 plus items, like pictures of Heimguts and DMs they had
2,000 fucking items? Bruh.
together. Birdie also doxed Heim to others, knew what he was doing was disgusting and sometimes relished in it, and actively manipulated the situation to his advantage. Whenever Heimguts would get a glimpse of his psychotic machinations and obviously broke up, being freaked out, Birdie admitted that he would use his friends to manipulate Heim into saying that he's changed. Almost like
isn't that great? Isn't that great? Hey Yen! Hi Jane! John Claude. Hello. Welcome to Pain! If I correctly, Cream kept going back and forth whether to give Birdie her shit back or not, his shit back or not. Including Kara, and ultimately gave everything including Kara back. Yeah, there's also one last Queen and Birdie call. I'm kinda late to that because I was busy doing that week. I will probably go over that one too. Because I want to.
lulling him into a false sense of security. This got to the point that the two almost met each other during Thanksgiving, but thankfully that
Did he get the idea from Helga and Hey Arnold? Bingsy, I think you're onto something.
fell apart. Birdie's world had become solely attached to the internet and the people on there, even if they had terrible intentions in their minds, and his attachment would be proven in a stream to YouTube on July 30th, 2018. During the late hours, Birdie was streaming and going well past his bedtime. His dad noticed this, came in and told him to turn off the computer. Birdie refused, and his dad threatened to turn off.
Oh yeah, it was really traumatizing to Birdie because the dad told them that he is going to take the Wi-Fi away.
The internet for the night if he didn't go to sleep.
Well, maybe if I had my computer in my room.
That's not gonna happen, and we could
Yeah. Oh no, they have even voice messages for that. Oh shit.
still hear you upstairs.
Well, can you like not come in here because you're gonna cause drama?
Bro, imagine it's like 2 AM and then your parent comes in. They're like, hey, you have school tomorrow, don't you want to go to bed? Can you not come in here? This is going to cause drama. Bruh. I would have gotten the wooden spoon.
You can be on if you're talking during the day, but not at night. It's 3 in the morning now.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. 2:45, it's 3 in the morning. I think you can control the time.
Dad, stop! You're gonna make someone hate me!
I will not laugh about the children. I will not be mean to children.
It would be fine because you won't be on the internet at all in all directions.
If you cut off the internet, I'm gonna myself. You know that.
In present time, Birdie has gone on to provide more context for this, saying
Yeah, so this is finally the part where I can say something. Where I feel comfortable saying something. And even as an adult, they didn't see, like, yeah, you know what, it was kind of cringe. No, they're like, no, my parents were very abusive. They hated me. They took my internet away at 3 a.m. Imagine being a dad and learning your child is drawing over shooting victims and teaching kids to cut. I'd be mortified. Yeah.
That he believed his dad was going to turn off the internet forever, not just for the night, and that affected him because his whole life was on the internet. But as others—
Oh, you got the wooden spoon too? Yeah, we got the wooden spoon. Never broke.
saw this, it was a direct confirmation that Birdie would threaten his life just to get what he wanted, and his behaviour since then wouldn't help, especially when it came to the incident that ultimately destroyed his positive relationship with Heimguts. According to sources who are more biased towards Heim, Birdie was in their friend group chat with Heim, DewsSnailHouse and a few others, and expressing intentions to end it all. The others tried to help him, but he went—
Petition to bring back the soap? Or like when you wash out the child's mouth? You mean that, Yen?
quiet and stopped saying anything, so everyone just left. If he wasn't engaging with it, he was probably baiting for something. Birdie then posted an event apparently painting everyone in the group chat as just evil, and it completely tore the group chat apart. In response to this, Doge just—
Oh, I never had the soap, I only got the wooden spoon and getting sent outside, but that was fun because we had a big garden. Or getting shut in my room.
Raided Birdie's Discord server, before then breaking into his DeviantArt account and vandalizing it with LeBron James
I ate soap because it smelled nice.
cranberry memes and cringy roleplays. The account would be renamed to Sprite Cranbirdie, a name he kept for quite a while actually.
I had kneeling on Vice, I never heard about that one. Oh, lectures, the lectures were somehow worse than the spoon. Because, you know, with the spoon you get a few and then you're done. No. Lecture, you get sit down, and then you better listen for an hour of what the failure you are before you're allowed to get up.
Birdie would get his account back and accuse Heimguts of being involved in the hack with no evidence other than proximity, and despite multiple people telling him and proving that Heimguts wasn't involved, he still kept up the lie. This prompted Heim and DewsSnailHouse to post an entire Google Drive and change.org petition on the 21st of December 2018, alongside a low-quality stream on the—
We stopped the Vice kneeling because it became too expensive buying 2 bags of Vice. What, you didn't wash the Vice afterwards and had to eat it? Cringe.
DewsSnailHouse channel. The drive mainly aims to prove that Birdie's constant obsession had made
Like I said, I found the lectures actually worse than getting the spoon. Because at least it was over quickly. Yeah, I'm a bit fucked up, bro.
Heim gets completely stressed, to the point of being sent to a mental hospital. Inside it documents many of the obsessive things that Birdie had said about Heimguts, and much of what we've already seen in this segment. The publication of this drive seemed reasonable to the public, and as they saw it, Birdie's behaviour here was disgusting and lined up with past actions. But despite posting an entire Google Drive and change.org petition, as well as a stream, and claiming that Birdie's actions sent Heim to—
I think one time, what was it? I think when I was like 15, my father would give me a lecture, and at some point I was just like, can you just not slap me? Because I was already sitting there for an hour and I was just like, please, just give me a slap and be done.
To a mental hospital.
And the worst thing is, when they finally calm down and you think it's over, you go to your room, and then suddenly the door opens, and one more thing, and then you get another over. My favorite punishment is making Do pronounce English words correctly. I don't know what you're talking about, Yen.
The two of them got back together on the 25th of December.
Oh, Binksy, I feel you on that one, yeah. It will drag on forever. And you think it's finally done, and then no, they have another point.
This relationship between Birdie and Heimguts is the last one they had, and it was explicitly sexual between both of them. Heimguts would be completely invested with Birdie's—
What do you mean? That explains something.
obsessive creations like IDMT or his plushies, and even compared himself to Birdie's groomer Maddie at some points. They broke up again on January 2nd, 2019.
Where? How often can you break up?
For the last time, but their fights with each other would not end there.
Resentment.
In the early days of January 2019, an account under the name of posted to YouTube, showing a lot of these sexual DMs between Heimguts and Birdie, and a statement saying that neither party was in the right. This alternate account, which would turn out to be Birdie, would go on to paint it out as if the entire interaction was non-consensual, which was a bold-faced lie and easily disproved by Heimguts in the following days. Any points that could be made about Heim's
and people are still babying Birdie after this video. This video has only been out for like 3 days from Toaster5, if you mean that, or you mean the video that they show here. Yeah, and even after Birdie's I'm Back video, where Birdie was pretty much like, yeah, I did some little fucky wuckies, but also I was groomed by the 11-year-old, and my parents totally abused me, and everyone was mean to me, and I was groomed 20 times. Yeah, people felt sorry for Birdie. We're like, Birdie changed, see? Cine is the bad one. Here, Birdie, take our money so you can flee from Cine. What? Birdie didn't use the money to move out? But started buying plushies? Oh no, whoever could have seen this coming? Like I said, every single one of them deserves to get scammed.
Drastic switch between hatred or love, or the unhinged comments inside, were obviously discarded in the face of a false allegation. Another thing worth adding is that Birdie would also start to transition during this time from female to male. Birdie has since stated that they always felt like a boy, but there's been a lot of speculation on whether this was done just to be in Heimguts' dating pool. There are messages of Birdie double backing on the decision and directly citing Heimguts, and even when Heim changed his mind about being straight, Birdie still planned to hide all the girly stuff in his room to better appeal to him. After suffering the ultimate betrayal, quote unquote, Birdie's opinion of Heimguts was completely against
Bye, Mercury! Thanks for stopping by!
him. His partner replacement was himself, or rather a voice in his head.
I mean as a whole, but there's already some comments I saw that were defenders saying Birdie is mentally ill child who couldn't help anything he did. There's a point and so long in the queues. Yeah, if it was just about Birdie's early years, I can understand. But by now, Birdie is an adult. So that's where it stops for me. And still does the same. It only got worse. Only got worse since then. Doesn't learn anything from the mistakes. So yeah, I don't care. I'll be real on that, you know? Mental illness is not an excuse for everything. I think the scariest thing is that when Birdie was staying with Cine, that means I could have seen them in the wild. Mysterious right next to Kansas. Oh no!
Named Carol.
Welcome back!
He said he was dating. Yes, this is a real thing that happened. Interestingly, the OCs that he made of Carol look suspiciously like how he drew Heimguts in real life.
Crazy how that happens.
But, don't think about that too much.
Yeah, don't think about that. That's just a coincidence.
But he also made a new channel named Chrysophobia, which means a phobia for the colour orange, obviously alluding to Heimguts' character being orange primarily. Birdie's channels would become a place for him airing out his issues through vents made about Heim, Dodgejust, and others he fought with. This contained everything from vents about Heim for months straight, to drawing himself as the villains of World War II, and making violent animations about MLP characters because Heim liked MLP. It's during this time that Birdie began to shift the narrative into him actually being a victim of Heim. Tons of these vents were basically conveying this issue, and
I'm just gonna slip this in here. Who would you believe? That's so deeper.
Again, please just see for yourself from the evidence provided. Birdie would also start talking to a new person by the name of Purple, who he may have had a relationship with depending on who you believe. Purple would later leak their DMs after he hacked Birdie's account with Dodgejust and Heimguts, and Heim would also send Birdie a number of Discord friend requests with
I've seen the files. Oh yeah, that's when they tried to make Birdie go insane or something.
Cryptic and threatening messages in the names. However, it's worth noting that this stuff was only for a couple of months, and Birdie's vents about Heim continued long after that. It was also around this point that Birdie dated another person by the name of Toxie.
Bruh. I lost count. How many people?
Or Temiskulls, not to be confused with Toxikai. Toxie was 12 when her and Birdie entered another sort of relationship in mid-2019.
Oh yeah, that's where it gets...
After Toxie had gotten in contact with Birdie as a fan willing to defend him. For clarification, Birdie was 14 at this point. During their relationship, Toxie claims that they talked about her being a lolly bean, doing sexual roleplays with childish characters.
I feel very uncomfortable looking through these screenshots. I am 5,388 days old. Also hope you feel better, bro. Also big note, a lot of the little boy shit was on voice calls and I can't trace them back. But the fact that some of the calls got up to 5 hours can show you at least something. He said stuff like, I feel weird about dating a 13-year-old. It's cute that you are uneducated. Is it weird that I wish you were shorter and weird shit like that? And sometimes even call me little girl.
And Birdie saying that he loved how sweet and pure they were, something allegedly repeated with further relationships. Birdie would later claim that Toxie, the 12-year-old, groomed him, the 14-year-old, and also forced him into roleplay and being bisexual, which sounds absurd. Not the last time that he'll accuse a younger person of grooming him. Also around this time, because there's no other place I can put this in the script, Birdie said that if his sister was and murdered and he let it happen, he wouldn't feel guilt for it, so...
I wouldn't feel guilty over that, yeah. Yeah, that is where we go into the fucked up territory.
Yeah, just more.
And again, Birdie is always the victim. Even if the other person is younger than them. It's like, they actually groomed me. It was reverse grooming.
Great, upstanding citizen behaviour. During the summer of 2019, Birdie would have his internet shut off by his parents. We don't know much about Birdie's time away, or even why it specifically happened, but we do know that he returned around October 2019. So enter Birdie's next partner, Goat Cato. 6 years
immediately comes back, immediately has a new partner.
Years ago, Goat Cato was far from how they're known today, and were yet another animation meme tween. They'd gotten a lot of flack after pushing ultimately false allegations against another YouTube animator known as Sashley. But Goat's drama with Sashley is what brought them closer to Birdie, who had befriended them prior after people had labelled them as a Birdie clone. Birdie would give Goat a lot of advice during the backlash, as well as just being there as a friend, and he also decided
Birdie x Scarlet Reaper when, you know what, we need that one. We need that.
to break up with the voice in his head as things progressed. Eventually, this would turn into a relationship. Much like many of Birdie's relationships, his one with Goat Cato
# not my bestie. This your bestie, Yen? I'm sorry, Goat.
Started well. It was fitted with a healthy dose of Heimgut's hatred, as always, thanks to multiple raids from Goat and Birdie's Discord server directed by them. But Goat Cato wasn't really much into the raids, because they hadn't got the history that Birdie had with Heim, and even apologized to Heim directly after one of the raids. On the 19th of November 2019, Birdie's server conducted another raid, this time on Heimgut's stream. A fair few—
Everything with Birdie is a shit show, Gerald. Everything with Birdie is a fucking shit show. It can't be anything else. Somehow they make everything into a shit show.
People were up for it, and Birdie encouraged them to raise hell, which they did. But Goat wasn't really down for this. They felt that Heim was still human, and people should just let him be.
Imagine. He's not just an evil creature, he's human. That's crazy.
And this unique idea of not wanting to raid someone's stream sent Birdie into a complete mental breakdown that forever fractured the relationship. This incident was only indicative of a growing issue within Goat Cato and Birdie's relationship. Throughout their conversations, Birdie would continue to rant and rave about Heimguts, and when Goat had their own issues, Birdie wasn't there to listen at all.
No, because Birdie is always the victim. Why would everyone else have problems, okay? Birdie has the bigger problems. Come on now.
This continued to upset Goat.
Old ACC shit was wild. You say as if nowadays ACC is much better, okay?
Along with further accounts made by Birdie, specifically to harass Heimguts, and they broke the relationship on November 30th. Goat would send Birdie a polite paragraph about how they felt Birdie was just obsessing over Heim, and how that just didn't sit right with them. Birdie then woke up, delivered a fairly childish response.
Haha, I knew this would happen. See ya never, Heimie, right night? That's what you get for trying to be nice.
And made the entire breakup public with an animation. According to Birdie, Goat Cato was now a Heimgut White Knight secret agent the entire time, and he didn't even love them anyways, and he knew they'd eventually break up, which seemed particularly hurtful to Goat, who didn't express any emotional hatred, just wanted Birdie to change and didn't want to deal with all the drama. Eventually—
What? You expect Birdie to become better? How dare you? A secret agent. always a secret agent. They're everywhere.
This would push Goat away to Heim's side, and Birdie and Goat would fight on and off for the next year or so. It was
I remember Spoctor defending Birdie too, that we'd aged so terribly considering all the shit what we learned of Spoctor. Oh no. Only the old videos have mostly aged like pure milk.
During Birdie's relationship with Goat Kato, that he was apparently arrested again, this time after a violent fight with his parents. Much like many other things with Birdie, the legitimacy of this arrest has been questioned to this day. At the time, Birdie said that his parents saw him having a playful fight with his little brother, and just took it way too seriously. However, he's since changed his story to say that his parents...
When I was 14, my parents physically grabbed me after telling my little brother to rip up my art. I was trying to stop him. I had a trauma response and tried to break free, but they wouldn't let me go, so I fought back. They called the cops and I was arrested. Fuck cops and the police. Once again, the story changed. It became even more dramatic than before. And this is why it sucks when you talk about the old Birdie stuff, or especially about the private life of Birdie. You never know what is true and what is not. Like I said, I can believe that some parts are true, but there are so many lies mixed in that it's really muddy.
Sent his little brother to rip up his art. Birdie was then trying to stop him, and the fight ensued from there. Birdie was apparently arrested and spent a night in custody. Despite doubts about who was correct in the argument, how Birdie was hiding from the police with a heavy laptop in hand, no online record whatsoever, and how the punishment didn't match what happened here, based on past offences.
It sounds really fake. Yeah.
Near the end of 2019, Birdie entered another relationship with a user known as Julian, and their...
Don't you hate it when you're physically grabbed instead of held in place with telekinesis like a normal person? Yeah, hate when that happens.
Relationship would persist throughout most of 2020. It's at this point that the harassment towards Heimgoods reached its absolute peak.
Holy shit, all caps! Shanks sees an innocent little girl and talks about her childhood and how I ruined it, blah blah blah. Shut the fuck up. I met you. If I met you, I'd shove your face in a blender. Fuck you. You fuck. You fuck. You're not fucking special. And you're not fucking innocent. Oh, little girl. You manipulated me. You're actually an adult girl. And many others. And made me and other people do sexual shit for you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. I hope you die. Fuck you. Okay.
And alt accounts. There were many messages containing graphic discussion of Haim's body and messages about wanting to torture Heimgoods for several months.
I used to fantasize about having someone, mostly Haim, against the wall, holding a thing around their neck, and I press the button and stab them. That is definitely unhealthy.
Birdie would also say he was intentionally trying to use the Birdie name to subtly manipulate Haim's emotions, and in around late 2019...
Very sane and normal and decent.
Posted events which traced over nudes that Heimgoods had sent him when he was...
Imagine the next message to that being, oops, caps lock, sorry guys. You know what? Would have been funny. Oops, didn't mean to fight that all in caps.
13. Birdie's hateful obsession with Haim would extend to whatever he liked publicly, when he posted...
What? Panty and stocking? That doesn't fit the later thing.
Drawing based on the anime Panty and Stocking, Birdie would post a drawing killing the characters. Same thing with My Little Pony, like we mentioned before. In fact, there was an entire series of drama and harassment because Heimgoods posted about the fictional character Rayman, and that infuriated Birdie.
Not Rayman!
Because he was a fan of Rayman, which inspired a whole
oh god damn it, not Rayman.
lot of harassment. Birdie would also start remaking both Torturing Birdie and I Dropped My Tortilla.
Not gonna lie though, the storyline to I Dropped My Tortilla is kinda interesting. No, it's not. Despite it being my disturbing fantasy about kidnapping Haim and killing all her friends.
Yeah, this is probably not even an extensive list of everything.
Birdie discovering Panty and Stocking was a mistake, just like Undertale. Just like Rayman. Just like the Five Nights at Freddy's. Just like everything Birdie discovered. Ever.
That Birdie did. Keep in mind that as far as we know, Haim only went near Birdie's level of harassment once, and that was in early 2019 when he would send friend requests with cryptic messages associated with a hack. But we're comparing Haim's instances over 3 months to Birdie doing it for around 2 years. Birdie can state that he's the victim of Haim and all this was the public being misled, but it's hard to believe that when he was actively also misleading the public.
Oh. Okay, are you willing to spam Haim for the Rayman thing? Okay, it's okay if not. I don't have any alt emails for it. Also, I feel like Caps would question me again. Ah, is anyone here willing to do? Ah, getting other people to harass them. Okay, gotcha.
Him and his friends doxed Timegoods and spammed his name anywhere they could. And then Birdie posted a DeviantArt statement straight up lying and saying that he wasn't doxing Heim, and it was so tiring having to deal with these false statements. Birdie's relationship with Julian was going fairly well for about the first half of the year, but things began to take a change when Birdie introduced another person to this relationship.
Hashtag free Rayman.
Known as Jay. Julian's issues against Birdie began to rack up.
Deadwing Dog said that Birdie turned her entire personality into brands and games that he was obsessed with. I fully believe that. Yeah, from what I've seen so far, yeah, it fits. You know, it's like when you had a favorite character back then and you were like, yeah, I'm gonna be just like them. It's just like me, for real. They're so me.
He didn't feel particularly good about opening up his relationship to be polyamorous, and as time went on, he began to feel like the neglected party. There was even an entire period where Julian felt Birdie would just use him for sexual purposes, when he was far more interested in Jay romantically. So why wouldn't he do the sexual stuff with Jay? Well, Jay wasn't particularly interested in it at all, and at numerous points when Jay didn't want to do Discord ERP, Birdie would get depressed and make several vents about it. A bit overdramatic, I'd say, but
I can't believe you don't want to do the sexy stuff with me. That's crazy.
Hey, we're talking about Discord ERP, and that seems about right.
You don't want to Discord ERP with me. You hate me. Oh no.
Number of personal arguments, Birdie and Julian would break up in late 2020. Julian would then get into more petty back and forth with Birdie, and after an incident in which Birdie faked his death to Julian as a prank, Julian decided to leak a bunch of stuff from his relationship with Birdie.
Why is everyone faking their death? Bruh.
The worst of these leaks was, of course, the ferret incident, where the public finally found out that—
Okay, I'm gonna goon a VC with you. Thank you, Quantum. Imagine venting about not being to ERP with someone online. You don't wanna goon in VC with me, I hate you.
Birdie tried to fuck his ferret. It was mentioned in these DMs whilst both people were revealing their biggest secrets, and its publication caused a lot of backlash. Birdie responded by confirming the secret was real, it did happen, he deeply regretted it, and it affected—
I'm about to fake my own death for tax purposes. No, what's ERP? Jacob, is that a real question? ERP is when you roleplay sexually. In text form.
affected his life horribly. But it's at this point where we're gonna pause. While Birdie can say that the incident with his ferret Chara was affected by him being groomed by a 30-year-old man, that cannot be applied for his treatment of his ferret overall. Sexual stuff completely aside, valid questions were raised about Birdie as a pet owner. Birdie had stated before that Chara was fairly unhealthy because of his family's financial status, but I'm pretty sure having maggots and fly eggs in your ferret's cage—
Yeah, it also doesn't help. God, the poor ferret. They've gone through so much in the short time they were alive.
Indicates a lot more than just finances. It does not cost that much to just clean a cage. And if there are so many flies in your room with you and your ferret that you start constantly drawing yourself surrounded by them, something's up. Speaking of Chara's cage, people speculated that
if only Dew had a video where she reads ERP. Oh yeah, Jacob, if you want to know what an ERP is, just watch my last video. The ferret is free from suffering now. Yeah, at least that. At least that.
It was also too small for her size, and poor diet and lack of nutrients may have been leading to her fur constantly changing and degrading in colour. It began to turn lighter, her tail fur wasn't growing back, she was losing a lot of her brown markings. How about Birdie talking about petting his ferret and feeling her ribs, or saying that she always pooped when Birdie gave her baths, or a picture of Birdie throwing his ferret? As far as—
What? Excuse me?
She always pooped when Birdie gave her baths, or a picture of—
For clarification in YouTube, this is Birdie throwing his ferret down at the sofa. It's not severe on its own, but it adds to the pattern of behavior. Brr.
Birdie throwing his ferret. As far as we know, very little action was taken in response to any of these claims. There was some in June 2019 where Birdie finally cleaned Chara's cage, gave her
one time the cage was cleaned.
food and vitamins and took her out of the
Hey, thanks for subscribing, Lucario Kitty.
cage. But flip forward to around 6 months on, and Birdie hadn't let Chara out of the cage since then. Chara the ferret died in November 2022. And
well, what is the death grip on that ferret?
cremated with her ashes being put into an urn. We have no idea how Chara was treated beyond the window into it that we have, but if Birdie—
at least we know the cage was cleaned a singular time.
accidentally leaving her ashes behind after moving out of someone's house is anything to go by, it probably wasn't that good. Returning to late 2021, Birdie and Julian would continue to fight over the next few months.
Third grade insults don't hurt me, toddler. At least I'm not 16. At least I'm not a bratty 14-year-old who wants to everyone in a 30-mile radius. Are you even 14? Gosh. You could even pass as a 10-year-old. Did you ever go to school? At least I'm not a 16-year-old who doesn't act his age.
At some point, Birdie was in a group chat and made fun of Julian by describing as nudes. In response, Julian just straight up leaked Birdie's nudes.
Oh.
Birdie would go on his server and post a bunch of very unhinged messages and threats towards Julian. Julian would then make several accounts to spam Birdie's social. Whilst this was going on, Birdie was still dating Jay, and their relationship is shown through the volume of art he made about it, cataloguing every month, as well as the
oh, God, I can't. This is also cringe.
plushies and the pony art. However, what really happened is up in the air. After getting out of the relationship, Jay would accuse
I don't want to hear about teenagers dating.
Birdie of abuse. Jay said that Birdie would isolate them from their interests, friends, and had to cut off his personality and become a different person, all to please Birdie. Birdie has since stated that his breakup with Jay was one of the worst experiences of his life, and that it sent him into another psychotic break. But Birdie has also said that he feels super bad for how he was gross to Jay. For the rest of the year, Birdie would post more depressed art about Jay and how—
you never loved me. Well, too bad, dude. God damn it, Cloudy. Do you want to talk about it? I don't think you're a monster. I'm still in love with my ex. Which one? I resent for being in love with him. Please don't tell anyone.
How he was still attracted to him, which definitely made Jay feel weird. In fact, at some point later during 2021, Birdie also attempted to unironically make a love potion spell from TikTok so that Jay would get back together with him. On May 11th, 2021, Birdie entered his next relationship with someone known as Draggy, which—
oh, was Draggy the other miner who groomed them? As they said in their fucking I'm back video. Not the love potion spell. Listen, I can't trash the teenager love potion spell, okay? I can trash many things, but not that.
lasted a total of 4 days. Draggy was around 13 years old when he and Birdie, a 16-year-old, began dating, although they had been friends prior and would continue to be friends for a bit after. From this relationship came the absolute gem from Birdie. I think you're pretty mature for your age. That's
the sentence. The sentence. Love potion spell at 3 AM. Yay! Not the you're pretty mature for your age. Oh.
One of the reasons I've considered you as a viable option for a partner. You don't seem like the kind of person who would give up when things get hard. Birdie would bring up several topics and videos that a lot of people agree should not be discussed with a 13-year-old. This includes Birdie talking about and sending NSFW, discussing a dream about SA, discussing NSFW titles on videos, and sending uncensored rape porn in a group chat with Draggy.
Len, yes, it is Birdie. Birdie tent. It is the Birdie tent, Len.
Following the short relationship, Birdie said that he broke it off because he didn't want to hurt Draggy, and that he was selfish and decided to try dating Draggy whilst he was in a wrong state of mind. He then denied that he said he ever felt guilty for the relationship, and has since accused Draggy of being a sadistic attention seeker who made the decision to date him. Many people who have since learned this incident have accused Birdie of grooming, and I'm not surprised people have this view, nor do I really blame them for coming to
was job interview victims. Oh no.
Such a conclusion. The fact that Birdie has since responded, saying that Draggy, a 13-year-old, actually groomed him instead, is such a stupid argument that has just strengthened the case against him. Months before, Birdie also befriended another 13-year-old named Nessa whilst he was—
stay away from the 13-year-olds, god damn it!
16, and without even asking for their age, he sent them
How hard is it to stay away from fucking children? I get it. 13 and 16. God. I hate this topic. But yeah, Jake can't make the argument that he was groomed into doing this with the minors, with the other teenagers, with the younger teenagers.
Angled NSFW of the girls from Doki Doki Literature Club. After he learned—
God damn it, of course it's Doki Doki Literature Club. Fuck me. Every goddamn unhinged fandom. Birdie was like, yeah, that's so me.
Of their age, Birdie continues to talk about SH and was friends with them as recently as 2023, where they were still talking about sexual topics. During 2021, a familiar face had also reared its head, someone who you might recognise by the name of Cine Bear.
Is it Cine? Yeah, it's Cine.
03. Much like Birdie, Cine Bear had started as a young Sans fangirl making animations. This is hinted at in her old name, Scootaloo Loves Sans. Unlike Birdie, Cine had nowhere near as much drama and seemed to be a genuinely talented artist who was going to make it
truly is always Doki Doki.
Beyond the pit of dregs in the animation meme community. Cine and Birdie had an on and off friendship throughout the years, mostly from Cine desperately trying to be friends with Birdie. During 2020 and 2021, Cine would start to have a crush on Birdie, made a plushie of his character, and
why is it always when they find someone they like, they immediately become obsessed over them? It's not ever like, oh, you know, I like this person. I like their content. I like their personality. Always like, I will draw all the art of them. I want to rape them. I want to kidnap them. I want to have them. I want to eat the beans out of my hands.
Through several pieces of art, including an entire hand-drawn comic about Birdie essaying her. This was all very weird to the public.
Always. Always, I swear to God.
Considering that she was in a relationship with someone else at the time.
I'm obsessed with bullying, dude. Gotta try harder than that.
And also everyone saw Birdie as a psychotic freak who had harmed so many people. So there was a significant amount of backlash towards Cine. She would later make a video clarifying she didn't support Birdie's most egregious actions and was even against him doxing Heimgoods, but felt that Birdie was still young and had a lot to learn.
It goes from 0 to put the lotion on the skin real quick. Yeah, it always do. I like you, do. When you are asleep, I slip out from my yard and sniff you. That's fine. That's totally fine. That's fine, Quantum. You're allowed to. Why is it always SA? I don't know. I don't know why. I ask myself that question every day.
But little did she know that Birdie would reach
because I all have a very romanticized idea about it.
Mere days later. During May of 2021, Birdie would join an online group known as DICE.
Oh, the cutting cult. DICE is the cutting cult. I'm really curious to hear about that.
Often described as a cult, DICE was essentially an online group of kids dedicated to bringing the worst out of each other, a Discord server hierarchy numbering in hundreds of members, where people were often encouraged to harm themselves, harm others, and indulge in degeneracy. The group began with its creator and leader, Mortis, a 15-year-old from Ireland that created DICE as a splinter off
Buckle into, you're not ready? I'm so ready.
Of another larger group named Trash Cult. Mortis was obsessed with Birdie during 2020 and 2021, even being one of his many
my parent plans right now are dating Birdie and abusing him, forcing him to use Polly again, and obsess over him, and threaten him with rape? Animal abuse. Keep on bullying Gio, causing him to killing himself, maybe? Can't say this one. Oh, you can't say this one. Okay, gotcha.
Impersonators, and it was during May 2021.
However, Birdie is still friends with Mortis, and she doesn't care about the fact Mortis did his dog. It's always the dog. I'd say I'm good friends with Mortis. Also, no, I didn't hear about that, but if it were true, I think he would tell me, because he told me about the bad things he really did. Yeah.
One, that they became friends despite her many disgusting actions.
I saw that one picture of you, I guess, doing your dog. What happened with—
There's a picture of it. Don't tell me it's a German Shepherd.
Is that like real legit shit?
Well, I haven't done it for like years.
So
I haven't done it for years. I swear. That's not the answer. That's not the answer here, you fuck. God. Take a swim in the air from the top of a very high building, please. I haven't done it for years.
Admit to.
I don't know, Günther. Apparently it's very hard to not talk to minors or touch animals.
Yeah, I do. Well, sometimes when I look at my dog, I just feel bad. I don't know. It makes me feel gross, but at the same time, I still like that sort of stuff.
The group itself has a far bigger and more disgusting history that will not be discussed.
Sophia, 16. I am girl. Just she, her. I'm cis and straight. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, I'm so boring. I don't have any interest or anything at the moment. My only personality trait is blood. So edgy.
And this, as we're only going to take a look at Birdie's involvement. And you might be surprised because it's a lot more than Birdie lets on. To this day, Birdie has said that he was in a bad mental.
I'm just gonna punch Trent. I'm gonna straight up fuck her, fucking gut her, and serve all her organs to us so we can have a feast.
Mental state when he went into this cult, and that he was only there for around 2 weeks, which is technically true, but his impact whilst in DICE is a
sure thing. She would constantly dox Mike so often, thinking it was funny. Oh. Hi, my name is Mike, and I have an STD. Haha. This is a quote by someone here. This is a quote. Quote by Birdie. I have an STDs. I mean love getting my censored soulmate. Pubic eyes in the house tonight. Sexy lady. Animation meme. Okay.
a lot more than he lets on to this day. Earlier this year, an account by the name of Cherry came out with screenshots accusing Birdie, who was 16, of being—
When Jack was in DICE, he was in a GC with me and a couple other DICE members. In this GC, he encouraged us to self-harm and gave tips, etc. He also sent pictures of his self-harm. He was 16, I was 12. This is while he was grooming Draggy.
An account by the name of Cherry came out with screenshots accusing Birdie, who was 16, of being in group chats with 12-year-olds and encouraging them to SH. This included pictures, tips on how to do it effectively, and videos.
Yeah, this is the point where I don't care anymore, because like, haha, they were cringe weird 16-year-old. With 16-year-olds you know better when you are around 12-year-olds. That you don't teach children how to cut properly.
Another account by the name of Edward expressed that Birdie joining the server and talking about it publicly had only led more people to join the server and get harmed themselves. Related to this as well, a year after leaving DICE, so in 2022, Purple and Draggy would operate a Sting account posing as an 11-year-old girl named Olive, trying to ensnare Birdie as a pedo. What they did get is Birdie asking someone they believed to be an 11-year-old that they should still draw gore and cannibalism art. There is simply no excuse for the fact that Birdie was exposing this stuff directly to people much younger than him, and the fact that it was being normalized when Birdie came back as an adult just adds to this.
Yeah, and that only makes it even more insane that Birdie came back, like, what was it, 1 or 2 years ago, and be like, yeah, hey, so, this minor groomed me. I actually did not much wrong here. I was actually always the victim. It only makes it even more insane to me. Also, if you made it this far, don't forget to like and subscribe for more pain.
Following his involvement with DICE, Birdie would mostly leave the public eye for the next 3 years, due to intervention from his parents after one of Birdie's siblings had an internet addiction. Ironic—
I know Deep Sea Monster, that's what I just said.
Considering I imagine Birdie would be the prime example when looking for that, but sure, okay. Now, a lot of the information in this segment mainly comes from Birdie's video, I'm Back, that explains his side of everything. So again, take it with a pinch of salt, we don't have much of the other side. By the time that Birdie had broken up with Jay, he says that he began to deteriorate. He notes that his parents once swarmed into the basement and yelled through the door of his—
I Mirrored Hughes saw this on feed and thought, I haven't been in enough pain today. Then welcome to more pain.
Bedroom for an hour whilst he was hiding, saying that Birdie was lazy and faking depression to be a victim. After that, they cut off the internet, which led to another psychotic break for months. Birdie would later be diagnosed with psychosis or schizospec in September 2023. It's still unclear.
I really want to know what they actually have been, if they actually have been diagnosed with anything aside from maybe autism. Because they changed it so much from psychosis to BPD and other things. No, just give me all the diagnoses. I need one diagnosis for every excuse I could need.
I don't know which one.
I love Spain minus the S.
On one instance, Birdie claimed that he tried to end it all, and his parents refused to give medical attention and threatened to call the police because he was threatening them to take him to the hospital. Birdie eventually got his internet back through loopholes and decided to finally start studying for a job.
Yeah, they sure have something, but... Question is always self-diagnosed, or do they actually know what's wrong and how to treat it?
But at the beginning of 2023, his parents just decided to randomly kick him out as he was 18 now. No reason provided than just his age, according to Birdie. So he then had to go live with his grandma. Now initially his grandma was accepting of him, but issues arose because Birdie would
Birdie don't have diagnosis, they are the diagnosis. I diagnose you with Birdie.
wake up to go to school on his own or do his homework himself at age 18.
Yeah, listen, Grandma was also very abusive because they expected Birdie to go to school. And to get up early. Crazy, right? I know. It's fucking crazy. And also what I find very questionable with how Birdie described their grandma and then but only showed some messages of the grandma. The granny was actually really nice. And they were like, yeah, and after that they said mean things, but of course had no evidence for that, so that makes me also a bit suspicious.
There's a plethora of disorders cited along this, including an undiagnosed heart condition, but some of these issues seem totally on Birdie. At one point he talks about the fact that he had to just bring in a laptop to school and do his work on the corner, but if he forgot to bring his laptop, he wouldn't be able to do anything. He paints him—
Yeah, the teacher didn't have a laptop for me. Yeah, I wonder if it's the same grandma who was willing to just give Birdie and Cine a freaking beach house. Yeah. Wasn't that an aunt? I could have sworn that was the aunt. Like, bruh.
Himself as the victim in this and the staff neglecting him, but I just have to ask—
Oh no, was it the other grandma? No, that was the other grandma, I think.
Who on earth forgets to bring a heavy-ass laptop, especially when it's the one thing they need to bring? Over time—
Listen, I didn't take my laptop with me because I didn't want to, and the school didn't give me another laptop? Like, damn.
Birdie's grandma started to get sick of him and became more aggressive. She accused him of being manipulative, Birdie said she was being verbally abusive, and this led to Birdie getting kicked—
Yeah, here, that is the message. How they said that Gram was very abusive towards them. Could I have all of the chocolate chip Cliff Bars? This is while Birdie claimed they were starving. So, of course they asked their grandma, could I have all of the chocolate chip Cliff Bars? And the water seasoning, because those are the most important things you could want while you are apparently starving. I bring that stuff and your blanket flag. I bring your flag. Clothes, hamper, hangers later this evening. I'll stop off at Costco and get a big box of Cliff Bars. Let me know what time you're free, time later. Yeah, that sounds like a mean granny. Also, your parents don't blame. Oh, what was this message? Oh, we don't know. And then later, when they were thrown out again, you say your parents can't handle you. Nobody can handle you. I think you need to put some work into trying not to be so much to handle. You burned your bridges here. Telling people you didn't feel safe here was incredibly underhanded and hurtful. If you don't want to get kicked out, you should talk to Nana and Jean about what you can do to deserve to stay there. What do they need to see from you? How can you prove yourself? Are you willing to try? Or ask the shelter owner for help and put in more effort there. At least you wouldn't be homeless. Which all sounds very reasonable from Gram.
Out and staying at a homeless shelter. During a stay at the homeless shelter, this was also apparently hell on earth, as the water was dirty and people swatted and pizza bombed the place. Birdie was then picked up from the shelter by his nana and lived in her house with his husband. He got a room—
Oh yeah, that was the nana. True, the other one was Gram Gram. Gram Gram was the one who bought the Cliff Bars. Nana was the one with the beach house.
Garage, but apparently.
Hi, Chewy Paws. I remember watching it when I first came out. I was in class and it was independent time and was damn, what does bro have to complain about? Listen, they wanted him to go to school, okay? Can you imagine? Yeah, fuck real food and nutrients, give me Cliff Bars. Listen, everyone who says they starve will choose the Cliff Bars.
Apparently, it turns out his Nana and her husband were also abusive to Birdie. They all had fights with each other.
Again, somehow everyone in Birdie's life was abusive to them. Truly the victim of life.
He went back to the homeless shelter and then back to his parents' house.
And of course, the people at the homeless shelter were also abusive.
This is despite the fact his Nana offered him her beach house to live in, which I imagine most people who were homeless would grasp that opportunity at the first time of asking. Now you may be thinking, why didn't Birdie just go to a friend's house, sleep over on the sofa?
Oh yeah, and Birdie couldn't take the beach house because there would be no one to take care of Birdie. And they are so severely disabled that they can't possibly live alone.
To be fair, an attempt was made, but its existence has only brought more accusations against Birdie.
Everybody's a groomer. By Life Story, by Birdie. That's pretty much what they are. I'm back. What is water seasoning? I think it's like a powder you put into water so it has a taste. It's like different flavors, like different food and stuff. Not even that, dude. Birdie feared it wouldn't have Wi-Fi. Yeah, that's of course the worst.
As soon as Birdie got his internet back in 2022 through undisclosed loopholes, he was in communications with his internet friends. Keep in mind, he had no IRL friends at 16, so his closest friend was Refixed, or the Maryland guy, as he's known by others.
Not the Maryland
Refixed was
guy.
A close friend who had offered to house Birdie in their home in Maryland. However, in Birdie's I'm Back video, Birdie goes on to accuse Refixed of emotional abuse, saying he bribed them with gifts and held them above his head as manipulation. Refixed would then block him just as he was ready to leave for Maryland, and went on to harass Birdie, leaking artwork.
Yeah, Birdie kept calling it unfinished as well. Listen, if I can live for free in a fucking beach house, I don't care if it's finished or not.
Vents and causing another psychotic break and insane paranoia. Unsurprisingly, this has since been contested by Refix, who posted his own side on Twitter with more evidence to add. During their friendship, Refix kind of played the role of being Birdie's wrangler, holding him back. In fact, he apparently was the person who got Birdie out of dice. Per his side, he was a completely providing friend who was constantly stressed by Birdie's overdependence on him. He consists.
If everyone is mentally abusive, you're just soft. Or maybe, sometimes, you are the mentally abusive one. And just like to play the victim.
Felt that he was responsible for Birdie's life, and him changing his profile picture to make it seem like it was ending only added to the stress. At some points, Refix felt like he was the reason. The DM shown paint out Birdie as an obsessive partner of sorts, even if they weren't technically in a relationship.
Stop fucking ignoring me. Fuck you, Plankton Voice. I will destroy all of you. Die. Why are you ignoring me? I thought you cared about me. I hate you. Fuck you. Fuck you, Winnie. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why? Talk to me, goddammit. I'm trying so hard to talk to you. I'm gonna kill you. That's just my normal messages with Saint.
Relationship, there was a need to constantly talk, and when Refix did something else for a few hours, Birdie would start to melt down. He would go on to isolate Refix from his friends, and after their relationship, would make YouTube accounts to harass him. As for Refix's harassment, it seems there was a bit more beyond the cropped screenshot, as Birdie had sent someone to forward a cruel message to him on Facebook Messenger. Then he replied asking to leave him alone, and Birdie framed it as him just being attacked out of nowhere.
Yeah, don't worry, it's fine. Saint is my secretary, and he likes it. I just need him to put on the secretary uniform.
With seemingly nowhere to go, the bridge burned with Refix, and not looking good with anyone in his family, Birdie really needed a Hail Mary to keep them off the street.
Gee, I wonder, everybody in your family hates you and you have no real life friends? That's crazy. Definitely is everyone else's fault.
Streets, or away from his Nana's beach house, and one came down from Missouri to Washington in the form of—
Put on the dress, Saint! Len? I can turn water into monster. Well, that would be the ultimate Jesus.
Cine Bear 03. Birdie and Cine had been talking with each other and rekindling their friendship, and after being left with no
Put on the secretary's skirt, Saint, now!
options, Birdie went to live with Cine. The two drove back to Missouri and cuddled with each other on the first night watching videos.
Also, how wealthy is Birdie's family that they can just gift houses? I don't know, because apparently their parents were not so well off and didn't have really jobs, but apparently the one grandmom just has beach houses, bro. I don't know. It's very confusing.
For now, it seemed like Birdie—
Oh my god. Hey dude, Saints for Sona would be a secretary bird. Fishy, you are a fucking genius. I love you.
You'd finally found—
You know what? For that, you get your fish back. You get to hang there.
a home where they could feel safe inside. But having moved so far, it would take a while for Birdie to set his new life up. In the meantime, his identity was obscured, and he was only referred to as Jimmy by Cine Bear whilst on stream, for example. Birdie's grand return came on April 14th,
I know Birdie got offered 2 beach houses even. The beach house and one in Birdie's hometown, yeah. And both of them, oh, they have no one to take care of them. Oh, there's no internet. Oh, blah.
24. This video—
Saint does indeed need to wear the stocking.
Titled I'm Back aims to be the be-all
too classic, the Birdie I'm Back video.
All of Birdie drama videos. However, it's filled with a lot of obscuration and misinformation.
Oh, blessed knowledge to distract from the horrors. Tasmanian devils. Front legs are longer than their back legs, and that makes them run like little goblins. That is indeed a fun fact. So if I duck some miner, do I get a beach house? Sign me on! Depends on what miner.
Standout points include Birdie calling Kitty Dog a groomer when he was 12 and she was 14, and then saying that his relationship with Draggy when he was 16 and Draggy was 13.
Yeah, that was even a bigger age difference, and then it was like, no, the younger person actually groomed me.
Was actually not grooming because he was in a lesser state of mind that time.
Right now, because it's genuinely traumatic for me, but I will include some screenshots in this section as I elaborate. Anyways, this shouldn't have been—
Age regress real quick for the beach house. I can't do it on command, I'm nervous.
Drama in the first place, that Kitty Dog encouraged me to make drawings like those, and that's why they exist. I know a few of you are probably gonna say this as some sort of—
Listen, Saint, you would be a fabulous secretary bird. Listen, there's no way around the persona now.
Counter-argument, so I'd like to acknowledge it. The age gap wasn't, like, huge. I was 12 and she was 14. But, like, let's not get caught up in the logistics of grooming. I am not misusing—
Oh, let's not get caught up in the logistics of grooming. You brought it up! God damn it!
Word. I can confidently say that this is what this was. There was a huge power dynamic. Kitty Dog was aware of the power she had over me, being a massive creator that I looked up to, and I was not old enough to consent to these things. I was 12. Another thing to bring into consideration is that apparently Kitty Dog was also being groomed during this time period.
Yeah. Bruh, the sentence, Draggy had a grooming fetish. Bruh. You listen, this minor, according to Birdie, before I say the unhinged thing, a quote by Birdie, almost quote, loose quote, listen, the minor wanted to be groomed.
But this still doesn't excuse her behavior. Especially when we consider COCSA to be a—
No, maid dresses maid dresses have become boring. It needs to be the secretary dress.
Trauma response, which stands for child-on-child sexual abuse. Exactly 5 days after said breakup, I was asked out by my former friend Draggy, who was 13. I was 16, and it was my responsibility as the older person to turn them down. But because of the mental state I was in, I was unable to make the right decision. They were entirely aware of the mental state I was in.
Guys, the 13-year-old knew what mental state I was in. They knew. They were a fucking genius. Okay, they already studied psychology at that age. You don't understand.
I addressed my worries with us dating, but they insisted that they wanted to date me, so I agreed. Our relationship lasted less than a week, and nothing of a romantic or sexual nature happened at all. You can—
Oh yeah, the secretary skirt with the man horse shirt. That would be amazing. I think that is a genius combo.
Also see several instances of me establishing with them that I was not in the right state of mind to be making
This video started the Exolin drama. Good times, good old times.
any proper decisions. But despite
Oh, the 13-year-old barely understands their own mental state, okay? How are they supposed to understand whatever is going on in your hellscape of a head?
the sheer amount of times I said I wasn't in the right state of mind, they continued to pursue me anyways, which, I mean, what can I say? They were
I was a defenseless 16-year-old, listen, and they pursued me. What was I supposed to do?
13. Again, it was my responsibility to turn them down, which I would have done if I was, like, lucid. But in all honesty, I think I was taken advantage of.
See,
This 13-year-old took advantage of my 16-year-old ace, you don't understand.
guys, I didn't groom Draggy because I was mentally all gone.
If you aren't in the state of mind to date anyone, then you shouldn't be dating a 13-year-old. Yeah, you should be happily single for a good bit. No, listen, I needed the love and attention, according to Birdie. How can you think this is a good argument to make? If only there was a groom block button. Oh, that's so true.
Not in the right state of mind. But that doesn't apply to Kitty Dog, even though she was being groomed at the time. The double standard is incredibly blatant and malicious. He also addresses the Heimgo situation and ultimately apologizes, but in this segment he tries to make an equivalence by showing a period of harassment that Heim did for a couple of months, as opposed to Birdie's 3 years straight of harassment. And also, let's play Birdie's admission statement.
Oh my god, it's toasty vanilla logic. I still felt like a minor. Okay, just that Birdie was still a minor. But still the older person who should have not gotten into this.
Yeah.
I would like to take accountability for my behavior towards him. When I was 12 to 15 years old, I had an intense obsession with him, which included me archiving all of his art and making videos about him constantly, and sexualizing him, stealing his OCs, borderline stalking him.
Listen, I borderline stalked him, but the worst thing I ever did, I stole his OC.
Doxing him, and encouraging her.
Listen, I doxed him, I stalked him, but the worst thing I ever did, I stole his fucking OC. Have a good night, Rain!
Harassment of him. This is something that I believe that I genuinely needed to be held accountable for, and thank
This is what I love in this community, bro. Grooming, stalking, harassment, doxing, all very bad, but have you heard? They stole my OC. And they traced art.
you to all of you who did, but the harassment that I received because of this was not okay.
Having seen the context and everything that went on here, do you think the statement with no screenshots is representative of what really happened? I mean, he still makes a heavy implication that his stuff with Heimgos in 2018 was non-consensual, despite the fact that was easily disproven.
Malachi managed to get my entire audience on his side for a long time while manipulating me and gaslighting me for several years. We dated 8 times, I believe, and he took advantage of me.
Where? They dated one person more times than I had I had an actual relationship.
Actually, he created an alt account so that he could interact with me. Weirdly enough, while taking advantage of me...
This is exactly why a video like this had to be made that looked at Birdie's past. He is still lying about this. The fact that a video about Birdie's past...
Yeah, zero accountability. And that's also why I'm so fucking surprised that so many people were like, Birdie got better, they called out Cine. Anyway, here's their GoFundMe. Send them money so they can be safe. Yeah, fucking geniuses.
Past wasn't made before gave Birdie the opportunity to slither out of his own past.
Definitely steal the idea, Abyssal Grey.
I would not be covering what a 14-year-old was doing online if Birdie wasn't being openly and verifiably dishonest about what happened to everyone. This entire video seems to be symptomatic of how Birdie will overextend on his claims against someone to make them look worse, essentially exaggerating and lying and adding more and more on top as long.
Guys, it's fine. Everyone else was worse than me, though. Okay? And this is what I mean with, again, if it all was just during their teenage years, I would have been like, okay, cringe teenager, happens to the best of us. But even as an adult, they still don't understand what they did wrong. or are able to say, yeah, I was fucked up, I was a fucked up teenager. And this is the thing that I actually have a problem with it. Dude, I cannot believe I wasn't spotted 20k. Damn it. I saw on Twitter, Ja didn't want to spot you 20k. Listen, it's always the people you think you know. Birdie loves using terms like gaslight, manipulative for everything to try to make look like he was the victim, but when it comes to addressing his own behavior, it's just borderline stalking. Yeah. Listen, they were just not in their right mind, okay? You don't understand, Radio Cat. You can't judge them. It's so stupid. I know, Yen, it's messed up. I believe in you. Listen, I know, he might not be there for you. He will see what he has lost.
Long as he can get away with it. He could have just left it at Kitty Dog may be uncomfortable during New Year's, something that he has evidence for. But no, he goes above and beyond and says they're a groomer, without realizing these same standards could be applied to him. Another thing worth—
Don't you dare measure me in my own standards. Don't you dare. We don't do that around these parts.
Dressing is the excuse that, well, I was psychotic. You see Birdie using this in the video.
Listen, I know I did a lot of fucked up thing, but you don't understand. I was psychotic. Listen, I just had a tee-hee moment, you know, I went goblin mode.
A couple of times, especially with the Draggy segment, and you see a lot of Birdie fans using this as a defense. In fact, some of them may have already commented it before watching the video. Here's the thing, we're still unclear.
Yeah, but my thing is, I get it. I get it, when people are mentally ill, they fuck up. It will happen. But if you don't even try to better yourself, then it's not an excuse. Especially if you drag others down with you and hurt others. Like Birdie did in many such cases. Like with the showing 12-year-olds how to better cut themselves. And using others for money. All the things. Pretty much all that was shown here. And until this day, now that Birdie is 20, they don't see that they fucked up. They don't see that they actually need to change something, no.
Clear on what Birdie is diagnosed with. I'm not a psychologist, and I doubt you are either. So all we can see is that we have no idea what Birdie actually has. Birdie says in this video that he was diagnosed with psychosis both back when he was 14 and in September 2023, except he's not sure—
Yeah, bingo, that right there. Everybody has a rock on their shoulders. It's not an excuse for slamming that rock down on someone else. Exactly. No, many people— it's not even like— how do I say this? I will just make the claim with you guys in chat. I will say that probably most of us have some psychological issues, okay? I will say it if it may depression, autism, BPD, and whatever other thing is out there. Everyone has something to struggle with. But they still need to take care that they learn how to deal with it. Not how to interact with others. And not just drag everyone down with them. And if you're one of the people, and thanks for the call out too, you're welcome, web abuser. And if you don't deal with your own shit and try to actually better yourself, then you don't have to be surprised that other people don't want to deal with your fuck. I have struggles, but I don't trauma dump. Yeah, that's one of the things. Listen, it's okay to vent sometimes, but don't just push everything on— oh, I have this, I can't do anything against it. I have this, I can't do anything about it. Blah, 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 blah.
Which disorder it actually is, so he just calls it psychosis. And when he was diagnosed when he was 14, he was actively also lying to his therapist, and complaining his therapist wouldn't diagnose him properly.
Ah, of course, lying to your therapist also always helps. Listen. You always self-diagnose first, then you go to your therapist and try to get the diagnosis you want. Yeah, that's really how it works, yeah, I'm sure. God damn it.
And by his therapist, he means his school counselor.
Oh, of course, the school counselor. Best therapist of all time.
See what I mean? Was I lazy going to school? Well, I'll have you know I have an undiagnosed heart condition as well. What is the process of Birdie even finding these symptoms?
I realized I lined up behaviors in my head. And I thought,
why this isn't something a normal person would do. Normal people don't have these thought processes. What's going on? And so I tried to look into it, and I'm not.
Guys, I googled my symptoms. No, not stool counselor, school. Shut up, Majunga.
To tell you what disorder it is, but I have another mental disorder that I match all of the criteria, and it's like, it's one of those evil abusers disorders. And
this is my point. None of us are professionals, and we're dealing with a serial liar who's still continuing to lie. We don't know what to believe, so don't take Birdie's word without some sort of evidence. You've seen throughout this video that it's happened before.
There's a time and a place for everything. A disorder is an explanation, not an excuse. Yeah, like for an example, if someone has BPD, it can explain why they are very emotional, or sometimes they have a very black and white thinking, but it doesn't excuse the behavior when this person lashes out at everyone and then complains that no one wants to deal with them anymore, or that people feel like they have to walk on eggshells around them, and then just get sick and tired of it. You know, you need to learn how to control that. Or at least learn to know how to recognize your own symptoms early, and then how to pull back before you explode.
All I'm saying is look before you leap. After Birdie's I'm Back video, his streak of not addressing drama would last 2 days, when he did a collab with his friend Aggress, making a meme post over the Borderline 12, which for those unaware is a school shooting memorial.
Oh, that was the endlessly long apology.
Birdie would get
Or even better, give me money! I will heal all your symptoms. Not guaranteed to work.
A backlash on it, and responded by apologizing multiple times,
saying I read all of it in one stream, and I was like, nah.
He didn't know, and blaming his autism. Someone
learn how to train your mental illness like you would train a dragon. Why do you say just kidding? That's actually a real metal depiction of that.
would say a pattern was beginning to re-emerge. During July 2024, whilst playing on the game Ponytown with a fan, Birdie also came across—
Of course, fucking Ponytown. I would definitely super chat if I could do. Oh, listen, I'm almost. Let's see, where are we? It's only like 218 away from it, and then I can get monetized. One day we will get there. We will get there. It's my goal for the end of the year.
Was Jay and Julian and had a slap fight with them. It's also worth noting that since his comeback, the art he'd posted was NSFW artwork that was derivative of what he had made of him and Jay. A lot of the audience of the I'm Back video, many of them also being kids during these past situations, decided to take blame for their actions and applauded and supported Birdie. Even with a video that has at least 2 glaring issues that don't even need context to poke holes in, Birdie's diehard audience came back quickly. Everyone felt that it was time to move on and give Birdie a big second chance.
Oh yeah, he's a trauma victim. Focus on that. Yeah, sure. You need a subscriber amount for monetization. I thought it was just watch hours. No, I actually already have like double the needed watch hours. But you need to have at least 500 subscribers.
However, Birdie's I'm Back video had gotten over 600,000 views, and gathered the attention of a fair few people outside the animation meme community who had no idea of any of the history. One of them, Deadwing Dork, made a 5-hour stream basically making fun of the entire video and Birdie's life. In response, Cine Bear—
It honestly was the downfall of the ACC that people from the outside started to look into it, because they were like, what the fuck is that pile of shit that's burning here? Really crazy how it was like, as soon as another community looked into it and they were like, yeah, that is not normal.
Jumped to Birdie's defense and posted a 2-part video—
Hi Ash, welcome to Pain!
Remembering multiple hours, in which she fought against every part of Deadwing's points. Whilst the details of this are probably for another time, Cine Bear's loyalty to Birdie seemed incredible. Some people would see her apparent stress as she was working 2 jobs to stay financially stable, whilst Birdie did not work and just stayed home all day and collected benefits.
So that stream, it was a mix of amusing, fascinating, painful, like a train wreck. That's what most streams on the ACC feel like, not gonna lie.
He even needed Cine to be his caretaker. He had to be asked to split the rent and still didn't fully agree at first. And when Cine came home, she'd find him just in bed or drawing. Birdie's over-reliance on Cine meant that if she suddenly lost everything, that would be a death blow to his current situation. And as fate would have it, that's what happened.
It's good I'm stuck inside with my client because it's too hot outside. Oh no. So it's already night here, so it's finally cooled down a little bit.
A number of days in mid-September 2024, 3 Google documents were published regarding Cine Bear. Document 1 was around Cine's...
The thing I hate about the ACC is that there are users like Birdie out there, but they are either forgiven or they just change their alias. Yeah, no one ever leaves, let's be real. No one ever truly leaves. But also, they're forgiven. Yeah, as you saw with Birdie, it was like, oh, you know, they made mistakes, but they apologized, see? And the apology was bullshit. And then as soon as he called out Cine, it was like, see, he's a good one because Cine is a bad one. No, you can hate everyone equally. It's called multitasking. You should try it.
Strange sexual behaviour around various minors, whilst Document 3 talked about Cine's treatment of a former partner. But Document 2 was the most egregious, detailing the experiences of a 14-year-old who accused Cine of grooming them while she was 21. Whilst there wasn't a relationship, so to say, Cine showed this minor incredible amounts of NSFW for 6 months straight. She encouraged the minor to do the same and got upset when they didn't. Cine even sent an entire hand-drawn essay comic. Something...
Oh my god, hand-drawn. That's great. I hate it here. Finally, when I push the Cine situation outside of my head, it comes back.
Never change, I guess. At the time of the document's release, Birdie and Cine were on vacation. It was only when they came back and looked at the evidence that the ball started to roll. Cine would post a video apologizing for what she did and saying that she was a groomer. Then, the next day, Birdie posted a video confirming that Cine was a groomer. This video, which was secretly recorded while Cine was in the other room, talks about the situation as Birdie claims—
Wow, that was so cringe. Birdie was quiet in the video, but yeah, Cine is in the next room. I'm recording this for my bedroom. I have to be quiet or she hears me.
He had no idea it was ever going on. He also claims that Cine would essay him, grabbing various parts of his body or poking them as a joke, even though he said no. It's worth noting Cine would deny these claims, saying it was all consensual and there was no indication of discomfort.
Do you think they fucked? Because I'm pretty sure they fucked. Not gonna lie.
Alongside this video,
just swing it out there.
Birdie also started a GoFundMe for moving elsewhere and escaping, as the benefits were no longer coming in for him.
Everyone who paid money to this deserves to get scammed. I hope you go broke and homeless.
The GoFundMe would reach its goal of $10,000 in a matter of days, and even went above, reaching $11,000. Even after everything Birdie had said and done and all the controversies, he still had a fanbase that was willing to donate so much to essentially save his living situation. To me though, it's weird there weren't more questions raised about Birdie's knowledge of Cine Bear's grooming. Knowing someone who turns out to be a pedo is one thing, but being in the same house with them for months, sleeping in the next room or even in the same bed, that's another issue entirely.
True Quantum, they need to go broke and bald. Even worse than broke and homeless, bald.
There wouldn't have
I think they fucked and Cine went no homo beforehand. You know what? Fair.
even been a time where Birdie was out of work, so their schedules wouldn't have conflicted that much. He was home the entire time. Around this time, Birdie would get into a call with Queen, Cine's IRL.
God, I hate Queen. Listen, I know that's literally glub shitto, but God, I hate Queen.
Friend that Birdie had recently met and became close with. They started to become really good friends, and Birdie would eventually stay over at her house for some time. A few days later, Cine would post another response to the situation, stating that Birdie and others had coerced her to admit that she was a groomer. She responds saying that the sexual themes she discussed with the kid weren't actually that sexual.
Bro, the first call they had that leaked with Queen and their friends, bro, she was really like, I am the main character. That's what it was like the mean girl sleepover. And even in the leak call that I want to watch the next time, where they confront Birdie, it's like, I know you're the one in the right here, But also, fuck you, I can't stand you. But, I need to tell this. This is one spoiler I will allow, and this is me myself. Queen apparently watched Birdie's I'm Back video, but didn't see any red flags because she skimmed most of the video because she just wanted to see the part where Birdie moved in with Cine, because Queen hoped she was mentioned as the person who drove Birdie and Cine to their new home. And she was really upset that she wasn't mentioned. Isn't that funny? And now apparently Queen watched the video completely and was like, I cannot believe the things you said. Fuck you.
Which is just a blatant lie, but I mean, how else could you even defend this? This is all
switched really fast when she was the one affected.
For another time though, because this video led up to the fight between Birdie and Cine Bear over the cat. Birdie had recently gotten a cat to take care of, but during his
the cat is back with Cine.
Fight with Cine Bear and Birdie getting away, Cine apparently stole his cat, according to Birdie. In response, he broke into Cine Bear's house after this and left a white hat with the word
I come back for 1 second. I get a fuck you from Dew. Damn. Yeah, that was specifically towards you, Plant.
Groom on it. Cine
Queen, I can fix him, you guys are meanie. Also Queen, you guys don't like Birdie. I don't like Birdie. I'm epic. Yeah. Really, she said she watched the entire thing and that's why she questioned Birdie mega dogs along with the I'm Back video, she said. So once again, she's flip-flopping on her answers, yeah. Yep. Yeah, she just skimmed through the video. For what? I just knew that she just skimmed through the video to see if she was mentioned. Do you dyslexic German? It's not platinum. Are you gaslighting me right now? Yeah, it's platinum. What do you want? Platinum, what I said. I said platinum. Fuck you, Ether. I will just call you Ether now. Like this.
He would then respond to Birdie, saying that the cat wasn't with him or with Birdie. It was with Queen. Cine was only asking for the cat back.
Listen, I will call you Plant when it's the vibe you give me.
Because no one else was in the position to take care of it, and legally the cats were in Cine's name because
Ether.
Birdie didn't want to use his dead name to get them. When he broke into Cine's house to leave the groom hat, he stole the cat he was emotionally tied to and took it with him. Eventually, Queen ended up as the owner of the cat, which was probably the best outcome we got. But Birdie now had to explain himself. He was under fire for posting lies.
Do it! Flip the table, Platinum!
And had possibly given a groomer a W. Birdie went on Twitter and explained,
hell yeah, make me some chicken nuggets too, Grey.
that the accusation from Cine were all false and meant to shift the attention away from her. But
also really funny about the Queen situation. When Birdie was telling like, oh, Cine knows that I can't clean because I'm so disabled, They were like, oh yeah, how dare Cine expect such things from you? Poor Birdie. But as soon as Birdie was in their house and trashed everything, it was like, Birdie never cleaned up. Yeah, what did you expect? The fuck did you expect?
Snowball was already rolling down the hill, and people were really starting to look into what Birdie had been up to. Days earlier, Birdie had posted art of him dressed as a character from the animator Zontan, known for his sexual drawings of underage characters aged up to be adults. Birdie claimed to have no idea who Zontan even was, but that was another lie as seen from this Discord message. Being caught out twice in a number of days isn't a good track record for anyone, and his response to the backlash being pill posting,
haha, boy dinner. Hello dripping sunshine, welcome to pain. Fuck it, I will make all your pillows permanently warm on both sides. Ether, don't do it, no.
Was only further indication of that. Seeing the tides turn against him, Birdie decided to leave the internet, saying, okay, I'm sick of being this week's
He's definitely lurking somewhere, let's be real.
Hot juicy drama and having the dehumanization and demonization of myself so widely normalized again. People are scraping the bottom of the barrel for rumors. I'm leaving for a bit. Everyone get your Together, this is just like 2017. Time is a flat circle, but the new claims were nowhere near the bottom of the barrel. After such a storied history, so many apologies, so many promises to change that were taken at face value by Birdie's audience, that being then ripped up in front of their eyes would not go down well. It began with the little guy controversy.
I clicked off for a wee bit to look into Rise of the Brave Tangled Frozen Dragons. What the fuck is that?
People criticised Birdie's interactions with a 15-year-old fan of his known as Little Guy. Little Guy was obsessed with Birdie.
You were crashing out in the molding voice chat, Ether. That's crazy.
And Birdie would comment on the post positively, including ones they made with sexual elements. Birdie knew all too well from first-hand experience what obsession looks like, and was accused of indirectly enabling it by continuing to interact.
Yeah! Again. How hard is it to not interact with minors?
This seems like a good time to also mention that Birdie would actually reply to people under the age of 16 on a 16+ post he made on his Twitter. You had literally one job, mate. This would spark a mass return of former characters from the Birdie drama, archival and A-loggers, all coming back to reinvestigate the entire Birdie situation. A ton of new evidence was found about all-
Nah, I'd rather be in Silent Hill than have someone tell me that Birdie is somehow innocent. There's no innocence. That's very true. Very true, Sunshine.
Cases that completely recontextualized everything, especially to an audience that wasn't even that clued in on Birdie's history. Even discussing Birdie's modern day antics didn't bode well for him. It seemed as if Birdie was desperately using-
Don't kill yourself, King.
The $11,000 that were raised from the GoFundMe, spending it on moving apartments, getting away from the groomer who was assaulting him. And
yeah, apparently that's all in savings.
at one point, he said he was even starving whilst at someone's house. And
yeah, while in someone's house and there was food. They just didn't like any of the food there. And apparently they bought a bunch of plushies, but that's all from their savings. But yeah, while you're in danger of going homeless, you're gonna buy, yeah, what, the actual 12k? Yes, once again, everyone who's donated to that fucking money, I hope you go bald.
And a friend got him DoorDash to help out. So when he was spotted spending copious amounts of money on My Little Pony merch, you can imagine the backlash from that. And the starvation at someone's house? Well, the house he was staying at had-
What, they have rice sides chicken flavor. Rice and pasta blend? In a savory chicken flavored sauce. What is a rice and pasta blend? Why would you blend rice and pasta?
a fridge full of food.
Yes, we have feta cheese.
And Birdie was just a really picky eater. All excuses and bringing up some disorder or the other were falling on deaf ears, especially when he was making fun of issues that he also had. See on Twitter, where he was
So to get 12k from vendors, I just have to draw neon bath and act like a what-brained weirdo? Yeah, and then act like you got all better while blaming everyone else. Can I start a GoFundMe so I can pay Cloudy to make me a plushie do? You go, queen.
gossiping about how messy Cine Bear's room was to make fun of her, but then came in pictures from Queen showing the mess in his room. Remember
that? It was also really funny when Birdie was like talking about what a mess Cine is, and then you see these pictures that Queen leaked and you're like, yeah. Bed blob, glass houses.
One of these people worked 2 jobs, and the other sat in bed all day, drawing and sleeping. By then, a lot of the public opinion turned back against Birdie, after being more favourable to him.
Oh gee, that's crazy.
After his return and the Cine Bear situation. By now, their goodwill had dried up.
Dun dun dun.
The story of Birdie tells a blend of greys that we rarely see at all. It's seeing the real-time story of a kid mistreated by their family but also prone to lash out, becoming a child of the internet and a victim to some awful stuff. But soon he was twisting the abhorrence onto others throughout his life, many of the people he's encountered and his own audience itself. It's uncomfortable because it never should have been broadcast. The fact that a 12-year-old was unmonitored online, having a completely massive career with a dedicated fanbase, was always going to end badly. But
don't allow teenagers to have their own account.
Origin stories and illnesses and disorders only go so far. Everyone has their own issues, but we all have to take responsibility for what we've done, and we do. Birdie has a trail of gross irresponsibility, being malicious and lying. Where do you draw the line between saying he's just a kid and condemning him for being legitimately malicious and manipulative? If I've taken anything away from this video, it's not just an indictment of Birdie. It's better seen as a reflection on much of the animation meme community and its depths. Birdie just happens to be the most severe case of its effects. It still is a place largely absent of parents or adults, a place where these creative kids come to vent about how the world has seemingly failed them. The detailed vents about their personal lives were only encouraged by kids who could relate, furthering personal publication and vulnerability. It's telling that most of the people who've been personally involved and victimized by Birdie have also turned out to be severely messed up in their own right, and documenting every single one of their actions on top of covering Birdie would double the length of this video. None of this diminishes from Birdie's actions towards them, and it certainly doesn't mean that these people were evil all along. A lot of this just comes down to the victim-turned-abuser cycle, and the animation meme community is an excellently morbid example. Maybe, just maybe, if someone had stepped in when Birdie was still young and recognized the signs of mental distress he was displaying, things could have turned out better. But missed opportunities don't take away that Birdie has done some abhorrent stuff, and he should be held to account instead of being excused and swept for. His consistent cycle of lying.
Yeah, that's the problem also, that people always swap for him, being like, you either have it one or the other way. Most of the time, people are like, nah, they are a demon, they deserve death, brr, 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 brr. And the other people are like, nah, listen, they're mentally ill, they can't help it. No, you can have the in-between. I can't believe that Birdie had a fucked up life. Listen. I don't know what he lied about his home life, but I can believe that it was an abusive household to a certain degree. And also many things online happened to him when he was young. Many things that were quite fucked up, quite honestly. But again, that doesn't excuse what he later did when he was an adult. You should know, as someone who had such a hard time online, that he would know what it feels like. And that this would at least get you to try, not to fall into the same, what's the word? Fuck me. Behavior than what was done to you. Birdie does not deserve these beautiful he has a background music. You know what, yeah, Len, you're right. But it's just weird witnessing Birdie's stuff as it all happened and looking back at it over again. It could have been me, and it's horrifying to think about. See, spare me, and now you're here. You got the good ending. I would say. Good God, there's a lot to take in. I quite like that Toasty put it all together, because usually you have to somehow stitch it all together yourself. There hasn't been quite a comprehensive video on Birdie that I have found. At least, and most people, especially in the art community, are just like, this is my personal experience with Birdie, and in my opinion. I think Toasty was quite objective here, not quite on the neutral ground. I think it's always better if someone who wasn't personally involved with the situation gives like a rundown like this. Okay, we have 1 minute left.
Lying, manipulation, playing the victim, discussing harassment towards others, his weird interactions with minors, it's all out there. His actions shouldn't be downplayed, but his origins should be a warning light to parents and kids online. His story will continue as long as that delusion and his attachment to the internet continues. Birdie's case is a stark reminder that kids are far better off having normal jobs rather than becoming YouTubers. For all its perceived profits and supposed creative dream, a bird in the hand isn't worth more than a book. Thank you for watching, and until next time, stay toasty.
Yeah. I like that video. That was really good by Toasty. That's what happens when people who are in the ACC. It's a shame that Birdie parents, for whatever they were worth, didn't recognize pattern behavior early and get Birdie medical professional help. Yeah, it's always a question how much it would have helped. There's always the best chance you have if you get there early. But also it always really depends on what kind of professional you get in there, because some just don't click with the person and then it can just lead to the same, especially with Birdie, who was apparently someone who lied to their therapist. So it's a question if that would have really made something. Because unless... God, I can't talk anymore. Because unless the person really wants the help and opens up to it, there's not much that even a professional can do. You don't accept the help. Yeah, but it would have really been the best if they would have gotten there early. But can't change it now, so all we can do now is look at the train wreck. Breakcore outro works. You do be like that. You just get a sip. You get to the finishing part. Let's take some downtime before I go off for today. Next up, Puppy Chan. I already had an early stream about Puppy Chan. We already get there, also spammy. I don't bird watch, I train watch. we only watch the train wrecks. No, I already had Puppy Chan as a topic that was pretty early on. Pretty early on. Puppy Chan, yeah, it's another artist. Another artist train wreck. You can introduce us to Cyrex. Why introduce me? I already know him. Puppy Chan was the first what? Yes. Did you get the whole lore? He's on Blue Sky now. It's so bad. Oh, on Blue Sky now? I didn't know about that. I only went over the past stuff. Might be worth giving it a look over. Giving it a look-see daisy. Andy Ditch? I don't think I heard anything about them, but I can put them on the list that I can look into if I'm interested. If they catch my my hyperfixation. Yeah, but like I said, next stream will probably be on the call with Queen, because I fucking hate Queen and I need to make you suffer through it. I got 2 no Andy Ditch. Shit Squatch must stay away. Ditch is basically another birdie. I could put it in your channel. I have a whole Tumblr with new stuff that happened recently. If that's allowed. Yeah, you can just also just send it to me directly if you don't want to put it in the channel. German back at it again, I see. Listen, I'm just in my enterprise, Lio. I will always be back at it again, Lio. Won't get rid of me that easy. Makes me personally rage. If it makes my Jonga personally rage, I definitely need to look into Andy Ditch, apparently. Or Andrew Ditch, whatever. What German? Yeah, what German? I don't know what German you speak about. Thank you, we'll send it here in a bit. Let's fucking go. Also, I just got a Nintendo Switch 2. Listen, I don't care. I bought it. So I will be gaming the hot days away. I can walk you through ditch. Walk me through the ditch, deep sea monster. Yeah, I definitely put on the list too. Boo, Nintendo Switch. I will not apologize. I regret nothing. I regret nothing. My normal Switch broke, okay? I deserve it. And he did gross me out. He did stuff while on call with his dad that makes me nauseous. Did he jog on VC? I already got a Steam Deck, Jacob. Come on, I can have both. I didn't spend $800. Are you crazy? I got it for 400. The fuck are you talking about? Who the fuck spends $800 for a Switch 2? He gooned while his dad was on the phone with him. See, that's where the old one broke. And I can even download the old ones I had, okay? Bobby did? Yeah, well, Bobby is retarded, okay? Why the fuck did he pay 800? Tariffs? Oh. God damn it. Nah, I got mine for 400. My old one broke, so I'm happy I can even play most of my old games on it, so I'm happy. I'm happy with it. And I got my Switch for all my Steam games. It's Canadian price. Ah, poor Canadians. The poor Canadians. Okay, I will look into Andrew Ditch, and I will see you all on the next stream where we go over the Queen Call. Because I want to make you all suffer even more, of course. Have a good night, you all, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye!